Welcome to our Super Bowl episode of Between the Vines. It's a special episode, also going to be known as the Landon Dickerson episode.
Oh, yeah.
We are here at Penns Woods Winery. This is a repeat visit for us. Beautiful snowy day.
Yeah,
and,
beautiful snowy day.
It's a familiar place to be, and we even have a beautiful little spread of a charcuterie board here.
Yeah, some ballin' ass wines and cheeses is what we're about to get into.
Yeah, exactly. Ballin' ass wines and cheeses. Landon, are you a wine drinker?
Most of my life I have not been, but
You dabble?
I've started to dabble with an upcoming trip to Italy, so I figure I need to expand my horizons with wine drinking and being able to find something I like, at least be able to talk about it. So when I go to a restaurant, I just say I just want a red one or a white one.
Yeah.
Really, that's at the point I'm at. A lot of people call me a simple man, so a lot of exotic wines and cheeses, and more of a Miller Lite, Natty Light kind of guy.
There you go.
You know, that's a depressing trip to Italy if you're looking for natty lights and
Yeah, I was going to say.
so when you go over there, you just you have to treat a nice table red as like a beer. So you just kind of like that's what you could.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, there are no rules with wine. I think a lot of people feel like, oh man, this wine, you got to be a little snobby. Nah.
We've chugged wine.
Yeah, yes, we chug wine. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started, man. Let's get them started.
Today. So we're starting with some secret unreleased stuff right now. This is a sparkling rosé. I learned this in my wine class.
Uh-oh. Okay.
You turn the bottle, not the
Oh, you
cork.
turn the bottle, not the cork. Oh, okay, there you go. Good job. Yeah. That's a beautiful sound. That is a beautiful sound.
What should we toast to today, guys?
I mean,
Here, let me
let's just go ahead.
let's get the guests first.
Yeah, 49ers lost.
Yeah.
Big red win.
Big red win, 49ers lost.
I think right now you're watching probably one of the greatest quarterbacks to play the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, dude, let's not give Brock Purdy that much credit. I mean,
Brock Purdy.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant, but seeing Patrick Mahomes, man, dude is absolutely amazing, dude. He is a ridiculous quarterback. But hey, man, but then let us choose to just Landon Dickerson, man, making it through a season, man. Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl year,
healthy,
healthy, you come out healthy.
No postseason operations.
Yeah, shoot, that's enough to cheers to right there.
Thanks for joining us. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's light.
It's very dry and airy, right? What do you think, Landon?
I could get behind something like that. So the wines that have been presented to me.
Who presents them? Your wife?
So it's been like with her. I've tried some of the ones like we had at the house. Not a big fan. There's some, and I don't even know if it's correct terminology, but I was told by one of my wife's friend's dads, who's very big into wine. I believe his sister's actually, I don't know, what is it, the sommelier? She's in Italy. I think she's in the Dolomites, and she does that for a living. So he's presented me wine. He's like, he gave me a bunch of tries. Like, you like old world wine. So I don't really know what that means.
But that's because he sampled for you, and you like the old world
I
stuff.
don't know if you know what that means.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of like a dry European style, which is what we make here. So.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, we're in business.
And you can get behind that.
That's good. I'm good. I'm glad you like this.
This is not sweet at all.
No, it's not. It's not sweet at all. It's a nice dry
it's
rosé.
Almost, if you didn't look at it, it almost hits you like a little bit of a champagne. It's got that toasty dryness to it, right? It's nice though.
But then I like sparkling wines, man. Give you a little hits the taste buds.
All right, so Trey.
Yes.
Feel.
Yeah.
Trey, you were correct in the outcome of your prediction. Right?
Yes.
You predicted you predicted the Chiefs would win.
Yes. You can't go against the Swifties.
It was looking like I was going to be correct.
Yeah, it was looking like you were going to be correct.
By 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was 10-3, for a while. And then, once the third quarter hit, then you just saw Patrick Mahomes kick in. But you know what? Just even when you saw that this team had made it to the Super Bowl, the only chance I knew that they were going to win this game. They were going to win this game. I mean, one of the things that I think that Big Red just brings to the table, man, he's a really good coach is getting his guys ready to go. And just the preparation. When you saw that these guys went into overtime, some of the players on the team had no idea what the overtime rules were. You know, they were like, oh.
Well, to be fair, there was an overtime game that I played in that I had no idea.
No, we didn't.
I had no idea that you could tie a game.
Yeah.
The Washington game this past season, I didn't know what the rules were for it at all. It was like oh, overtime. I was like, what is, like, we were all just standing around. We didn't know. Like, yeah, we're gonna do a coin toss game. I was like, do we want the ball or do we not want it? I don't know. It was like, I just wait and see whatever the referee, whoever does that. I'm like, yeah, if we got the ball, cool.
Yeah, and let's go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, you know, let's go to work. That's not for me to worry about.
You get to overtime, it's going to be a slugfest anyway.
Yeah, let's get after it. Because it's not like it used to be where the first team that scores.
Yeah.
So if they go and kick a field goal,
death,
all right, yeah, no, it's not a sudden death anymore.
So that brings up an interesting point because I think that Shanahan was getting a lot of flack for not trying to score a touchdown right away, because then a field goal wins the game, right? Or no, then a touchdown wins the game.
A touchdown wins the game.
Touchdown wins field goal.
Yeah.
That's the
So I think a lot of people are saying that wasn't, since he had first possession, that wasn't the correct call there. That he should have like tried to score. What do you think of that?
I think you try to score. You try to go get a touchdown right out the gate. You don't want to give this team
turn
another.
over on downs right there.
What's that?
You turn over on downs. You're saying?
Oh no. Now I'm not going to go turnover and downs. If I can take points, I'm going to take points and hope that my defense can hold. But if I can go for the touchdown, I'm going for the touchdown because then game's over.
Right.
Yeah.
Or is it?
No. No.
Touchdown ends the game.
Touchdown ends the game.
No.
Whoever-
Yeah. You're right.
Whoever wins
If
the
you
coin
score
toss,
a touchdown right away, there's no answer.
There's no
right?
answer.
If you
Okay.
kick a field goal, then
So it's sudden death by touchdown,
Sudden death
then
by
the
touchdown.
opposing team's allowed to try.
and it's possible death by field goal.
Possible death by field goal.
But 2 field goals sends it to a second overtime.
Yes.
Correct.
Well, you know, you have that quarter to get through it. You have that 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a 15-minute. Well, it's a 15-minute quarter.
Yeah.
So you still have to. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, a lot of confusion.
Yeah, a lot of
The
confusion.
ever-changing game of football. Win it in the original regulated time.
Yeah, just get it done. But you know, I thought that once you go out there, man, and you give this team an opportunity to get after it, man, there was no beating them, man. Yeah, I knew once they got into the Super Bowl, and just like, you know, Drake went out there and put $1 million on the game.
Wait, Drake put $1 million on the game?
Put $1 million on the game.
That's
What he said, it was that you never bet against the Swifties.
So he won.
And he won.
Okay, what is the payout on that? What was the line?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I you know, that's not something that I even think
I'm not
about.
really into that thing. Yeah.
Nah. I gambled for a little bit.
Did you see there's videos of guys that like lost $20K just putting their chair through their TV and stuff.
Oh yeah, pissed. Yeah, if Drake loses $1 million, he's like, all right, we're cool, no worries.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we shake it off. We go do another album.
Not big on gambling with cash.
Nah.
Money's hard to come by.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Tuck it away.
Yeah. So what's the next one we go moving on to, man?
We have a Chardonnay Reserve
Yeah, so we
2022. I'm looking. Is this oaked?
Old Vine Chardonnay, minimally oaked.
You know what I learned, guys? That to make champagne, you use Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, right? Is that right?
And Pinot Meunier.
Oh, I don't know. That wasn't on the test.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are the 2 most important.
Okay. That was good. That was good knowledge, though. Yeah. Cheers,
You
man.
wouldn't think Pinot Noir. It's a red grape.
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
can make
sure.
white wine from actually it's
Yeah.
black grape.
How you like that? That's
Not
good. That is
Give us your
good.
description.
Yeah.
Very smooth. Feel like a lot different than the rosé. Has trying to figure out. It's like a fruity kind of back note on the back tongue, you know, and it kind of stays in the palate when you're breathing afterwards.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's a like fruity sweetness, but it's not overly.
It's almost like a green fruit,
Yeah.
like a green apple
Yeah,
type
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
like Granny Smith kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't linger on the
there's
tongue,
almost
on the
a little-
palate
there's
long.
you're expecting it to be tart, but there's not like a super tart.
It has. I think just that initial like smell in the nose makes you feel like it's gonna have tartness, and it's super smooth afterwards.
Yeah. Look at you, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there you go. You're becoming a wine connoisseur.
Yeah.
So tell me this. When did you always play guard, or were you bouncing into center and guard?
So, where how back are we going?
As far back your entire life, dude.
Yeah, let's go from
I've never snapped the
from
ball
when you
until I got into the
stepped
NFL.
in and started walking. No, it's
Okay.
no.
I mean, like
Once you got to college.
yeah. So college, I started out right. I played all 5 in college. So I started out at right guard, and then I played.
Well, you played all 5 positions in college?
I played guard and tackle at Florida State, and then got to Alabama. Came in as a guard, and then actually I don't think it was planned on me becoming a center, but we had some injuries going in. I think it was like the 3rd game of the season. We're going to Texas A&M, and I just ended up kind of. You always have like guys. You're like, oh, can you snap? You're like, yeah, I mean, I'm like the 3rd or 4th guy. And then we ended up having a couple injuries that week in practice, and we were like, okay, you're going to be the center this week. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So, and then that's just kind of where it started from. And then I went in that game and just kind of rest is history, and ended up playing center most of the time at Alabama there. And there's a couple games where, you just try to put the best 5 on the field. So, we had center come in and I'd bump out the guard if we had injuries or something like that. But
We know all about the shuffle.
Oh yeah.
We know all about the shuffle. So let me get this right, Trey. When you were at Florida State, there wasn't a right tackle and a left tackle. It was like a power tackle.
Yeah, it was
and a
just strong
speed
side,
tackle.
weak side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we would flip.
In high school, we called it power and speed. The weak seemed like it was kind of demeaning. Was that the same when you were at Florida State?
no, it wasn't the same when I was at
okay.
Florida State.
Gotcha.
But we did something similar when I was in high school, because it was not really similar, but it was like we'd take the 2 biggest guys. We ran the wing tees. We were pulling guards, tackles, both guards, guard center. So pretty much like 100% tendency of wherever I started lining up, I was going to pull.
Yeah.
But it got to the point we're pulling 2 guards, and we got a fullback and even like halfback with a quarterback. We got a big edge there. And we're pulling basically 4 people. Just go.
Just go get out
It
there.
really didn't matter at that point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I understand, but times changed a little bit.
Yeah, for us, we had to because everything was no huddle, shotgun, so we all were in the 2-point stance for the most of the part, and then we would just have to flip sides. So you had to play both left
Were you
and
mostly
right.
right-handed team or something like that? So you were mostly on the left, or it was pretty balanced?
It was pretty
for you?
balanced.
So at what point in your career were you never going to play on the right side again?
Once I got to the pros,
Yeah, so
once the Eagles drafted me, then that was it. They were like left tackle, that's it.
And then at what point did your body feel like it wasn't allowing you to play
Like
on
after
the
like
right
that,
side?
by the time that I was done with my first year, that was it. We're getting in a right-handed stance. Like I went to Jacksonville, and we ran an unbalanced play, and they put me on the right side, and it felt so awkward, dude. And I was like, man, dude, put me on my ass. It was so
You got
bad.
your weight all on the wrong leg.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit
like because
that,
I mean everything is different now. You know what I'm saying? So you're so used to shooting one hand, and and now you got to try to figure that out. Man, I was so off balance, and DN just wham. That was it.
Do you find it easier to flop sides because you played center?
I
And you didn't have to have such a drastic stagger? Like you're
mean,
kind of used to
so
that?
like when I first got my first year in the league, I had more of like I don't know, like Brandon Brooks' stance. He had more of like a dropped, outside foot. So for a long time, I did that, and then there were some games where I ended up having to either like
You're
flip
false
sides
stepping.
or I had to go to center. And when I did that, because I was doing that stance for such a long time, that like I went even to go to center, and I was like, this just feels like weird, because like I got one hip that's kind of flexible, the other one's closed off. So I kind of like my stance has changed a little bit now, so I don't have nearly as much drop in the outside unless we get in those like known passings that like it's 3rd and 10 or something like that. Like at that point, I'm like they're lining up. D ends on the inside. I like practice. I got like Josh Sweat lining up in like a 4-eye or a 3, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm dropping my foot.
Yeah, you got to have a
get
little
in
bit
front
more
of this
stagger.
guy. So, but I will say that it is like if they tried to tell me to go play right guard, it would feel. I mean, I've done it just to like demonstrate with some younger guys like Cam and Tyler, but like even like getting in my stance and trying to just like walk through a drum, like this just feels awkward. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just what you get comfortable with. I mean, and tackles I could understand even more because you really have
you're
hips
really
turned and everything like that. With guards, I mean, depending on your stance as a guard, you're talking maybe 8-12 inches either way, but it's still a bit of a change up because it flips everything in your head.
Yeah. Now tell me this, because one of the things that I like about the system that Coach Stout has with you guys is that you have 3 centers in the middle of that field.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think that just, that first of all, that's incredible, because most of the
So when you
time
say that, you mean by ability or by just like
you have three guys that play center. You got Kelsey,
Right.
Cam, and then with Landon, I mean, you got three guys that play center. So you got guys that have been trained to look at safety rotation and understand all of that. Usually you don't see that on the NFL level. Most of the time, most guards in the NFL played tackle in college and got bumped down to guard. It's very unique to have three centers on the inside of the field in the middle of your offensive line that can make calls, that understand the
100%.
rotation. So I think that's extremely unique there.
Question for that though, do you guys ever find that gets in the way because you guys know like the call?
Too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. Too many chiefs in the TP type of thing.
We always had this saying because there was and there had been a couple moments with Kels, and obviously respect the hell out of Kels, and like there's been time like obviously like we see something, say something. Like if you think all right, we got like a corner pressure here, like. Don't just assume that like this guy's seen it. You'd be like, hey, like look. And there's been times where we're trying to tell Kels like, hey, it's over here. No, it's over there. And we had a saying, it was just listen to the damn center.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it was whatever he said, we'll do it.
Because if you're wrong together, at least.
If we're all wrong, we can be right together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing is like that's where you see like breakdowns in protection is whenever you got, four guys on the same page doing something and then just one guy goes, oh, I thought this was a call or I didn't hear this or that, and then you end up having, a free runner in the middle or something. And that's really the biggest thing. But again, just having those guys like, me, Cam, Kels, and then like even when Isaac was here, Nate Herbig, Jack Driscoll the same way. I mean, Brandon Brooks, I don't think would ever play center. But,
no, he never played center.
But he at the same time he was smart enough and knew enough about the game that he could still he knew what to look for and see and make those calls. But yeah, the biggest thing I think is just having those three guys in there to, you don't like putting it all on Kels. We've done it and we can do it, but at the same time, if you got other guys in there to help out, it just makes things go faster. He's not having to, scan the entire defense, and then he's sitting there. He's trying to look at the defense. Clock's running down.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought having three centers out there because I remember when Juan was here, a lot of his thought and his philosophy was he wanted to have four tackles on the field that were just kind of like athletic soldiers to do what the center told them to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is what
I'm not looking at anything in the secondary. I don't want to look at the secondary. Just
maybe the corner, but
center, make the call. Todd, what did he say? All right, let's get to it. What I'm saying? That's all.
It was a very established chain of command.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I want. I'm not looking out there. I don't want to look out there. I don't want to look in the secondary. Hey, what was the call, Todd? All right, let's get to it.
I know what my assignment is based on the call. I'll just handle my assignment.
Yeah, that's it. There we go.
That's how we treat our tight. Like the thing with like Jordan and Lane. Both of them extremely smart when it comes to football, but at the same time,
there's a lot of thought they don't have to have the clouds there.
Lane Johnson is the best in the league at blocking defensive ends. I'm not gonna fuck with that.
Yeah,
that man gets to his spot and blocks the guy. Why would I ever mess with that just to try and have him look around and, oh, well, this guy's rotating down. Well, nickel, this guy's apexed out here. This guy.
Yeah.
No, hell, he's really good at blocking that. Don't fuck with it. Just let him do his job.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, for me, that's what, I like that. Yeah. It suits me.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
One of the things, too, it's like, it depends.
It puts a lot of pressure on your communicator, though.
It does. And it's also the thing of, are you trying to be like right every single time?
Because then you ask me questions sometimes that I don't know the answer to.
What? You have to have the answers.
I don't know. What do you mean, what's it on? I was going to ask you what it was on.
Jack,
what's it on?
Yeah, when it comes to the cadence, that's that's when it starts. But I just want all I need is it a 3-man slide? Are we looking outside? Are we fanning? Is it Lee? Is it Louis? What are we doing? That's all. You know what I'm saying? Do we have a man? Do we have our little 3-man call right there? Other than that, who's the mic? Let's go.
So thinking about the Super Bowl, did you have somebody that you would rather see win, Landon, while you were gone, while you were watching?
Grant, I really respect what the Chiefs do and just how they play. And obviously, we've played them a couple times. They've been, well, I've played them few times, and they've been a really good team. I mean, never had experience with Coach Reed. Obviously, I know a lot of people in that building loved him, not only as a coach but as a person, just how he treats players and stuff. And then, also just the ability that he has to, because NFL teams is 1 year expiration. So every year, I mean, different players, different staff, whatever. So you never know really from year to year what can happen. I mean, you can go from you look like a team like Detroit that was, a 500 team, last year, and then now makes it to the playoffs and has as good of a run as they did. I mean, you never know year to year. I mean, you could come back the next year and only win 4 or 5 games. And, Coach Reed's ability to continually have success, and even Spags there as a defensive coordinator, I think he's a tremendous defensive coordinator, and his ability to scheme, every type of, player and quarterback and team out there. I mean, you see it kind of every week. And you look at, both defenses, and you see all right, San Fran's, got Bosa, Greenlaw, and, Fred Warner, Hargrave, Chase Young too. I mean, they just have the names. And then you look at, the Chiefs, and, really the only guy that sticks out to me is Chris Jones.
Yeah.
And
then after that, you
yeah, but then you're seeing it, in the Super Bowl of, the Shanahan offense, and how, Brock Purdy's been in the system, able to, really just torch any team. And then Spags goes out there and schemes it up. And I know he ended up playing a ton of man coverage and was forcing Purdy to make some tight throws that he wasn't really comfortable with throwing. And I mean, just shows his ability as a defensive coordinator and what he can do. So, I mean, I'm glad that the Chiefs won. I mean,
what was that? Spags' 4th ring, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because did he win with
He
New
got
York?
2 with New York.
Yeah. Spags is a really good defense. Yeah, he was a defense coordinator when for New York when they lit us up with all those sacks.
Yes, he was. So we try to forget about Che.
My bad. I didn't play that game, so
No, you didn't. That's right. We had.
That was when JPP was.
Speaking of, you guys, do you guys watch a lot of old film? And is it usually on what to do or what not to do?
So I can tell you this: never had the pleasure of playing with Jason Peters, but
You watch it. You feel like you have.
wow, I feel like I can recite there's a whole tape cut up of Jason Peters, Todd, you're on there.
That's because I played next to him.
Al Barber, a lot of guys that I have never played with.
But you feel like you were out there.
That just, especially even the new guys coming in, just have no idea who these guys are. We just have a whole cut up of, these. Probably, I would say from 2013 or 14 onward. And you would think that if we did good things, we'd start making that tape. But tape hasn't changed. There's still.
You're gonna be there.
You will be.
You're gonna get on there
when you're not there anymore.
Yeah, when you're not there, you'll get added to the tape. Yeah, but no, you can't get added to the tape.
So I remember watching this. I remember watching the films of guys in the old grays.
Oh yeah,
the old gray shorts. That
I was watching Anthony Munoz.
Juan was a master of holding old film.
Oh yeah,
because the technique don't change.
Hey, Juan was like, "Hey, T, come here, watch Anthony Munoz."
Let's talk about this. This is a naked Chamberson. Chamberson is a special grape to the show. It's the first grape that we ever ate on our very first episode. Straight off the vine. Ooh, it looks light. Lighter body.
Nice light bodied wine, looks like. And then when we're talking naked, it means there's no oak. Yeah.
This is made kind of to be like a Beaujolais. Fun and easy to drink.
Yeah.
A little bit chill.
Yes, I like wines chilled.
So light to medium body reds, you can chill, lightly chill them.
I chill all my wines, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Even your big bodies?
I cannot stand drinking a room temperature wine.
Oh man, there's some.
It bothers me.
I actually don't.
Yeah.
I don't really enjoy any of my reds chilled.
I gotta have them just a little chilled. Just a little chilled. I don't need them to be room temperature.
I don't know if I can trust you anymore.
I'm sorry. I like this though. Oh man, this is good.
So you want the rundown? So the first thing you do, you take it, you do a little swirl. That lets you see the viscosity of the wine, and if there's a lot of legs, Usually like the viscosity has to do with the sugar in it, or no?
Sugar and the alcohol.
Sugar and the alcohol.
Oh,
So-
it's like when you take a jar of moonshine and
Alright.
shake it to see the frog eyes.
Yeah.
there you go.
There we go.
I don't know what you said, but I imagine very similar. Frog eyes.
What you do is you get a mason jar of moonshine, right? You usually do it with like white liquor, just like
White lightning. Yeah.
and you can take it and shake it, and the frog eyes tell you how good of a liquor it's going to be.
Like
See the little
so
bubble, like when
it
you shake
opens
it,
up.
you can
Yeah.
see
Okay.
the
I see
bubbles
what
sitting
you're
right at the top there.
Oh,
saying. I
okay.
see what
Huh.
you're saying. All right.
Yeah.
You want to see a lot of frog eyes.
Want to see a lot of frog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Has anybody ever likened you at any point in your career to a Billy Bob character?
Yes, Lane Johnson does. He called me Billy Bob. First person I actually talked to when I got drafted was came up here after the draft. Stout FaceTimed Al Barber, and Al was like walking through the woods. He said, "What do you want, Jeff?"
Just like, sounds
And
like Al.
Jeff goes, he said, "Al, I got a guy. You'll love him. He's from Alabama." He's like, Al goes, "What do you want?" And he's like, Stout gave me the phone. He's like, "Oh, all right. Well, congrats." And handed the phone back to Stout. That was it.
That's Al, dude.
Yeah.
That's,
That was my whole experience. I was like, all right. Stout was like, yeah, you remind me of you're this guy. Exactly like Al. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Alabama was a good dude, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Al was a great dude.
Yeah.
That's a nice chilled red wine.
Yeah, I like that.
There's a
Very tasty.
it's a light body. Yeah.
Very
It's-
light body. I like that. That was really good.
I actually could drink this with food. Chilled.
yeah.
That's just good.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good one. So how'd you feel like y'all season went, man? Like, what would you feel on it? You don't need to go in too in depth of everything, but
Yeah,
just,
I mean,
just keep it all on the surface.
Yeah, biggest thing was just kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
And again, you know, like I said earlier, like every team has a 1-year expiration on it. So, you know, especially coming in losing, you know, like Shane, you know, you lose your coordinators, and just like, you know, now this offseason we're in with more coordinators, and you know, even small changes, you only lose 1 or 2 people, still can make a big impact on the team. So, you know, I think for us it was just frustrating, you know, starting the season the way we did, knowing that we had the players and the personnel to be able to win big games and then not finishing. And that's the biggest frustrating thing is, you know, you go in, you know, the back, you know, 6 games of the season, you know, we already went through you know, played the Bills, the Chiefs, Dallas, San Fran, all those teams. And we knew, you know, we have the people to be able to win in these big games, but we just couldn't put it together in the back half. And I think that was the most frustrating part is because there's games like even, you know, like in college and stuff, like, you know, you have, you know, New Mexico State come in, you know, week 2 of the season where you know, they understand that they're probably not going to win that game against Florida State or Alabama or anything, but like for us, it was, you know, like we knew going in, you know, we could beat those teams, and just not being able to do it, I think that was the most frustrating thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, man,
Yeah, when you know you have the pieces and you're not performing like you should, it's just
it
you're
can be
more
frustrating,
disappointed in
yeah.
yourself than anything.
and the thing it wasn't just like a metaphorically, you know, like, oh, we have good play. Like, we already showed it in the first half. So that was, you know, probably the biggest bummer on that end.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's pretty bummed.
Yeah.
But you know, there's only one fan base that's happy at the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know,
And it's
playing,
been the
'cause what
Chiefs
year
for
is this
2
for you
years in a
now?
row.
This is going into the 4th year.
Oh yeah. How was your first time like getting used to the Philadelphia fan base?
So my first like real experience was so like after the draft, you get on like the FaceTime and Zoom meeting and all that because they got all and you know we got 80 people in the locker room for all the news outlets. And my first experience was just like I don't remember who asked it, but they just got on the FaceTime and they're like, "Can you tell us why the Eagles would draft a guy that's hurt? Because coming off an ACL."
Oh, that's right.
And there was
Kind of a famous injury, right?
Is it?
And he went out and it was like kind of a big deal. He snapped with torn ACL.
Oh,
right?
that was after surgery.
Still.
Well, I mean, but just like back the media, like the
Everyone loves the story.
yeah,
It was a big story.
but yeah, like my first kind of experience was just like the very direct and because down south's a little different, you know. It's a lot of like backhanded compliments
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And so I like getting on that call with the media people up here and then basically just being like, we don't know why the Eagles drafted you. We don't really want you here. That was kind of my first experience. Like, maybe Philadelphia.
Like, shit, me neither.
Like, maybe Philadelphia doesn't like me. Hopefully they like me now.
That was pretty light. That was a pretty,
Yeah,
that was
that's
pretty
right.
light for how
Yeah.
it could have been.
Yeah, well, then I got up here, and then I experienced, like, the Jalen Reagor and the getting booed, like, running out of the tunnel for the game, like, the name announcements and stuff, and I was like, yeah, these guys don't fuck around. Like, they will let you know wholeheartedly.
Time to put up or shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
man.
even do the game, like, going into halftime, and then booing the entire team going into halftime. You're like, you know what? We did suck that half, so...
So there you go. You
mean,
accept it.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean, they're honest, but you know what I mean? You'd much rather have, like, honesty with that instead of, like, going in. It's like, all right, we're down 21. It's going to be okay. No, they're like, you guys fucking suck. You got to fix that.
Yeah, they keep you in check.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is nice to have a little bit of that, brutal honesty every now and again.
Question for you. Do coaching changes make you sad or excited?
A little bit of both, all right? So, like you spend a lot of time with, coaches and stuff. I mean, you're in the building, 10, 12 hours a day for, 7, 8 months out of the year. So you end up building, you're with each other more than you're with your family. So, I mean, it's tough because you build a relationship with these people, and obviously there's only so much football to talk, so you start talking, family, friends, kids, all this other stuff. And so, I mean, obviously, you get to know coaches really well, and seeing them leave can be tough sometimes. And I mean, it's also exciting too to see what new faces come in, and also just the whole idea of football is it's constantly learning things. Obviously, coordinators come from different systems, and they all develop their own thought process. So being able to go from seeing what does Shane Steichen like to do during games, and how does he call versus Brian Johnson versus Kellen Moore now. So. Or Keelan, I may have fucked up. Keelan, I don't know.
Kellen.
Kellen?
I believe.
You think it's Kellen?
Kellen.
You going with Kellen?
You know what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's Coach Moore.
Yeah, Coach Moore. Exactly, Coach Moore. Yeah.
Coach Moore.
Yeah.
So, so either way, I mean, I like that facet of just kind of seeing, what coaches' thought processes are in games, what do they like to call in certain situations, and just kind of learning more about the game in that aspect of, because to say like not really sure what Kelsey's plans are to leave, stay, come back, retire. I don't really know.
What's your vote?
What do you want him to do?
I mean, here's my thought process, and don't get me wrong. His little girls are absolutely adorable. I think that month of being in the hotel for him during camp is an amazing break. So it would not surprise me
If he just came and hung out during training camp?
Let's say next week he said, I'm done with football. I think by the time into August starts to roll around that last week, and
I changed my mind.
and Kylie says, I'm going to go do this, just stay and watch the kids. And about 3 weeks into all that screaming, I think
I got shit to do, honey.
I think he just comes to me, he goes, you know what? I got another year in me.
I got one more in me.
And you know what?
The kid's driving back for another year?
If he took a private jet down to Brazil and just showed up for the game and said, I want to play, I don't think anybody
You know
would
what?
say,
I think
we can't do
I
it.
think that here's what's going to happen. He is going to show up in Brazil, escorted by Taylor Swift and Ice Spice singing as he enters the stadium to run out of the tunnel
Taylor Swift and Ice Spice. Oh, my God.
to start his final farewell tour for the Eagles, 2024, with the Super Bowl 25 down in New Orleans.
Wouldn't be a bad plan.
Wouldn't be a bad plan.
I mean, I don't think,
Guys, this Christmas album is going to be a banger.
if you got Ice Spice and Taylor Swift on a Christmas album,
Just saying, he's laying the groundwork. He's got to be, right?
That could be big.
You know when you saw
It
them,
could be big, but y'all got to perform.
I saw
You got to perform.
I saw the video of him meeting
'Cause-
Ice Spice up there, and I was like, into my head, it just popped. It was like, Hello, fellow recording artists. It's pleasure
Yes,
to meet
yes.
you.
Yes, because you.
I also put out my second album this last year.
I too have sold $2 million worth of
My
album.
album went platinum this
Yes,
past year.
yes, yes. Hello, fellow fellow musician.
Hello, fellow musicians.
Okay, so what we're drinking right now is a Merlot Reserve. All right, so I like a Merlot. I'm a Merlot fan every now
I
and then.
am a Merlot fan too.
Yeah.
You know,
I know it got a bad rap from Sideways, the movie, right? Was that
yeah,
it?
yeah. It seems to be a huge trend for people. They don't like Merlot because of the movie.
Yeah.
Hollywood and their influence.
Damn you, Hollywood. I like Merlot.
I like Merlot as well.
Yes.
Let it be heard.
Yes.
What do you think, Landon?
It's I mean, good, smooth. Definitely has more body to it. Kind of get a little punch right at the front whenever you take a sip, and it kind of sticks on the back of the tongue.
Look at that. I mean, man. Sounding like an expert. He sounds way better than we did for our first time.
You'll do okay in Italy.
Yeah, you do very
You'll do
fine.
all
Yeah,
right in
yeah.
Italy.
Yeah.
I just
Because, dude, what was the winery that we went to for your wedding, man? That was like next to an active volcano,
Yep. Let me think of the name of that right there.
which was pretty awesome.
Began with a B, didn't it?
I'm not sure. After we were drinking so much of that stuff, man, I was like, all right, where are we? Okay, yes, we're still in Italy, yes. And then what was the other stuff that we were drinking? The
grappa?
Yes, the grappa. That was amazing.
Grappa is not a fortified wine, I don't think.
I don't
think it's
know, but
just
it was
a
amazing.
liquor.
Yeah.
It's just it. Have
Yeah.
you ever had grappa?
Nah,
All
I
right,
don't
so
know
you
what
should
it is.
take a little course in grappa before you go to Italy, so nobody sneak attacks you. All right, grappa is basically a high alcohol liquor that they make from all the waste of grapes, like all the skins and stems
Oh,
and
perfect.
all that stuff.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just ferment that and turn it into fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, like jet fuel.
Yeah, it's white liquor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It'll get
Yeah,
you.
that's what I drink.
It'll get you dialed in then.
I'm more of a hard liquor guy anyway. That's all I
Okay.
need.
So you are like a natty light during the day, moonshine at night kind of guy.
I mean, it depends on how long I need to drink for. So usually, if
I
I'm
got
going,
you.
if
There's
I'm
some
going,
staying power to
Yeah, if I'm
natural light.
going like 8 hours or more of drinking, we're probably going to start with beer and continue on the beer thing for. The only thing with beer is, I'm going to get to the point I'm just peeing every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why I hit the craft.
not an
beers.
enjoyable
That's why I hit
time.
the craft beer.
Yeah.
It's a little heavier
I mean, yeah, like
alcohol
the-
content.
the-
you know.
Sour monkeys and the
Yes.
yeah.
We won't get into your questionable beer choices over at your
All right,
house.
you know what? Most of the time, those are just free beers that are given to me.
I'm just.
So if I'm not paying for them, I'm not complaining about the beer.
Okay.
So don't bring up the other one,
I got you. All right.
Tutti Frutti.
The Tutti Frutti? You have a beer called Tutti Frutti?
It's not
That's not what it was called.
Okay.
We don't know.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
cool.
right.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
It's a wine show.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, but the Merlot, man, it's a good wine. I like
It
it.
is a good Merlot.
Yeah, I like it.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's got a good medium body to it.
Yeah.
See them legs? See, these are called legs right here. Frog eyes, not so much. Those are legs.
Do you look forward to training camp?
No.
No? Man, but training camp is so much easier for you guys.
Well, yeah, okay. Now, granted,
It's all relative, though,
It's
Trey.
very different now. So the reason I don't look forward to it is the amount of meetings.
And he has to be
Yeah.
away from his wife.
Right. So I would much rather, and that's a big part.
Yeah.
Being away from the family. But
Yeah.
like back in college before they had all the rules. Now, unlimited hours. You had 2 a days, 3 a days still. They really didn't care.
Yeah.
But now, like with the PA and everything, you only get whatever it is, 2 hours or whatever maybe on the field. So you end up only being able to practice and walk through and work out 2 hours a day. Well, that means you got to spend the other 8 hours meeting. I'll be honest, you take say an hour and a half practice. Each of those plays, let's say it's 6 seconds. You run 100 plays. That's 600 seconds. That's 10 minutes of film, really. You got 10 minutes of film for 8 hours, right?
And you're going to watch it 5 times,
And you're gonna
at
watch
least
it 5
10 times.
Yeah,
Because you can't watch it just once and then move on to
Oh,
the next.
no,
No,
no.
you got to. Everybody has to get reviewed twice.
Yeah, and then after you get done with that film, you're gonna pull up the JP film and the Brandon Brooks
Oh.
and Lane Johnson.
Oh,
You're gonna pull those up, and then you're going to watch those.
Look at how JP did it. He was
Yeah.
awesome.
Even though we don't run those plays anymore, and Stout keeps asking me if I know the old 44-45 play.
Which you don't run anymor.
Sprint draw.
Yeah, that was before I even got here. He's like, yeah, you know how to run. I was like, he's like, yeah, it's like 95 rub. I'm like, he's told this to me so much, I know the plays now.
Yeah.
He can just tell me, and he's like, new offense, whatever. I don't know the word. We're just gonna use the old language. So yeah. So at this point,
That's exactly how I felt when I went to Indianapolis.
I was
I was like the one offensive lineman interjected into the line, and they were like, they just kept reverting back to the year prior's like terminology, and I'm like, and all of a sudden they snap the ball, and I'm like turning around like, what the fuck?
Like, what is that?
Just, yeah.
What is that called? Oh man.
So yeah, that's the point we're at now, and yeah, I live with it because I understand. I know what play he wants to run.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, now having like Jordan and Lane there is going to be useful because Cam has no idea what we're talking about. I don't know who's going to be in the right guard spot either, but assuming it's a newer guy, a draft guy, or even a guy we have now, they're going to have no idea what he's talking about. So at least we have three guys that know the previous, what would it be now, the third coordinator ago terminology, maybe even four. I don't know. I don't even know how far back that goes. But
So
yeah.
you think with the new offensive coordinator, you guys change terminology?
I don't think. So I think.
Well,
with
Scotland's
it
going to be
being-
consistent. I think a lot of the terminology.
Yeah, I think
on
a lot
line
of the
will be
terminology
same.
Yeah,
calls
terminology
will
on
stay
the
the
line
same.
is- The only thing I see is, and it depends because I know there was.
Maybe your formations and groupings and
The number system will
Yeah,
change.
Well, we don't have a number system.
maybe your
Okay.
emotions.
Yeah, motions definitely, but with the thing being like Sirianni being the OC in Indianapolis, coming over, bringing that offense, right, and all that terminology. So even from like Shane being in Indianapolis now, but like Shane using that terminology, Brian Johnson using the same play calls and everything.
Yeah.
But then again, I know kind of same thing happened with Doug Peterson when he said, get rid of the coordinators, and Doug said, I'm out. So I don't know with Sirianni saying he's going to take more of a head coach role now as opposed to play calling, if that means Kellen is going to be implementing his playbook and terminology. So it's a whole figuring out what's going to happen. So I don't know.
And y'all won't figure this in. Oh man, y'all won't get into this until.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So you can't
Oh,
get
yeah.
into this until what, the first OTA?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I'll probably end up. I'll end up going back and forth to the facility just to
Yeah.
You
work
guys-
out and do stuff. But yeah, I don't really know what playbook
Good
wise. I
times.
couldn't tell you what's going to happen.
Hey, you guys have both played in a Super Bowl.
No.
After watching Kelsey at his brother's after party, does it look like the winning party is a lot more fun than the losing party?
Oh yeah, the winning party looks amazing.
Losing party.
Tell me about the loser
The
party.
losing party
'Cause
sucks.
I never.
Yeah, I mean, you just everybody just sitting around, just like, all right, let's just go, let's go and drink this away, and just
It doesn't even become like become fun. Like, hey, well, fuck it, we won.
no.
Or
I
no, we
mean-
didn't win, but we had a great season type thing.
I don't think any of the players are like
No.
that. Like the one in Arizona,
Yeah.
there was I don't even know. There's like pretty big name musicians. I don't even know who performed at it, but yeah, like they were there performing, and it was like all the players, it was huge like conference room, like thousands of people. All the players just kind of sitting in chairs and drinking, and then all the family and friends and stuff obviously up on the stage, having a blast with drinking all that shit, and then we're just kind of sitting in the back like, yeah, this kind of sucks.
What does the performers say? Do they come out on the stage and they're like, "How we doing tonight?
Not good.
I know it might not be how you all appreciated it to be, but let's still have a good time."
Pretty much.
Really?
No.
Yeah, they usually don't ask that much about how. I think they understand how we're doing. They just kind of go.
I'm just gonna play you guys a song.
No.
Oh, by myself.
Pretty much what it felt like.
Because the winning party looked awesome.
Oh, the winning party
it
looks amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, you
Kelsey.
got DJ Buckethead.
Kelsey had a great time.
Kelsey's out there standing on top of tables, doing his thing. Having a blast, being Kelsey.
Guys, that is exactly how I would expect anybody, any big brother that has spent years guiding their little brother. Once their brother hits this pinnacle of success, that is exactly how I expect the older brother to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, my younger brother was in the NFL and he won the Super Bowl. Yes, I'm standing on the tables. I'm out of control. Having a blast, you know.
One thing too, I feel like he's gotten to that point where he hasn't really celebrated anything big since probably 2017, that Super Bowl.
So just let
I
it go.
feel like he had a bunch of pent up stuff.
He needed to let it out.
He gets pretty built up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think this is his outlet of de-stressing.
Yeah, getting it off his chest. Tell me this. How did you feel about when they showed Travis like chest bumping Big Red and getting all in his face? Like, what was that all about?
See, well, personally, how I thought about that, because my wife was asking me about that, and she was like, "Oh, Big Red's gonna have a talking with him, isn't she?"
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I was like, "All right, to be honest, I don't think he will."
I think he will.
You think so?
Hell yeah, you're gonna have a conversation with him.
See, I don't. I think it all gets shuffled under the celebration of the ring.
No, you're gonna have a conversation about that.
I feel like
I think Big Red chalks that up to the emotional.
You're gonna have a
the peak of
conversation
the
about that.
emotional.
I mean, there'll probably be a conversation.
But nobody knows what he said. Nobody knows what the
I don't
context
care
of it
what you
was.
said. No, it was an aggressive tone to that.
Yeah,
And I feel like too, it's the relationship that they have together. So obviously,
Agreed.
Travis and Reed have been very close, and I know that like Mahomes and Travis, and they're heavily involved in making the game plans together, and adjusting the things, going to players, and seeing what's going to work. And I think it greatly depends. I still think you probably need to talk to them a little bit about probably something you shouldn't do, but at the same time, it's if they feel comfortable enough in that relationship to be honest with each other, because as players we do the same thing. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Maybe you do it to a coach, it's a little. People see that differently from the outside.
Totally different.
It depends on that relationship. You know what I mean? Because if they look at each other as peers, pretty much, it's not anything.
But you shouldn't look at a coach as a peer.
At the NFL, I mean, now Coach Reed, I feel a little different, but now you have coordinators coming in where you got players older than the coordinator. Coaches.
Okay.
You mean
know
like
what I mean?
You mean like Nick?
I didn't say any names. I just said
Okay, all right. So to me, and this is just me. I feel you should respect
Only
the
reason I
position.
laugh. This is
You know what I'm saying? Like,
reason why we laugh is a topic that has
I'm
come
being
up.
devil's advocate.
yeah. I feel like you should respect the position no matter what the age is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get that, but that's Big Red. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Whatever the situation is, like, what the hell are you doing that you feel like you can get up there and chest bump him and yelling all in his face about whatever the situation is? I don't care what the situation is. And I get it. Yeah, hey, you're a big guy. You're a big name guy. But hold on, dude. A conversation is going to be had.
I don't think it's a long conversation. I already think that he knows that the emotions got carried away. I think both of them know that it was inappropriate.
So you think Travis went to him and apologized first?
I think that he's probably already said something to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure he went and said,
I'm sure
hey,
he
you know
was
what?
like, hey, you know what?
My bad.
I got away
I was
from
out
me
of hand.
there. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And so I don't think that it's going to be any Travis, you need to come see me in my office type of thing.
No. I think Travis probably.
I think it's just hey, I got carried away.
I think Travis knows enough that you crossed the line.
Yeah.
And it needed to be corrected.
Yeah.
But 100%. That's a relationship thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, no matter what it looks like from the outside, that's a relationship thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a million different people that could go differently with. Like, if
and I think greatly depends on head coach too.
If
Bill Belichick, I feel like that's never going to happen.
Fuck no, you're not sitting there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Your ass might get cut right then on spot.
Well, now, Gray, now him being both the head coach and GM, now that could be a little bit of imbalance and a power dynamic there. You just have a player that gets on your nerves and you want to.
Dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to think, dude, and I mean, you had Tom Brady. I've never seen somebody come at Bill Belichick like that.
No.
Never.
No, I feel like Tom Brady redirected that sometimes at his teammates.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're
And
gonna
Josh
go curse out the
McDaniels.
offensive
You see him
line or
come
go
back,
curse
Josh
out
McDaniels
the
coming
quarterback coach or something like that. But you're not gonna set up that. You're gonna run up the Bill Belichick like, no, you're not gonna do that.
Like, might explain also why most guys are miserable in New England.
Possibly.
Just what I've heard. Rumor on this.
Yeah.
Landon, you have to go somewhere, and you're not going to wear an Eagles shirt, but you have to wear a collegiate shirt. Is it a Seminole hoodie or is it an Alabama hoodie?
See, this is a tough. All right.
That's why I wanted to ask.
So
You get one of them that's sewn down the middle.
So
It's
when,
kind
when,
of
you
like a half and
say,
half
when
thing.
you say I just
A
have
split
to,
jersey.
I have to wear the hoodie, or am I going back somewhere?
That's a good question.
No,
That's the thing,
know,
I
you have
still
to-
wear both.
you're a representative, so
Yeah, I still have.
Because I mean, if you have to go to Alabama, if you go back to Alabama, you have to wear Alabama
okay,
gear.
you're doing an interview before the Super Bowl.
And they want you to put on a college
and they want you to
outfit.
wear one of your colleges. Do you wear Alabama or Florida State? Like, who do you give the shine to?
So, I divide it into different parts of my life. Right? So the side that made me
He's a politician.
as a football player, right? I feel like Alabama refined that.
Yeah.
The side of my like social life with friends, like I still know a lot of guys from Florida State,
Your
a lot
wife.
of guys on the team, and I met my wife there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is an even bigger part of my life that will outlast, the Alabama legacy and the Eagles and everything else.
Yeah.
Happy wife, happy
My
life.
wife.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll
that's
last
really
it all.
the big-
I'll last it.
Yeah. So pretty much everything besides like football and stuff, like Florida State
But,
was,
yeah.
but I mean, it, like,
You're
again,
equally blessed by both.
exactly. And I feel like there's some animosity from Florida State fans with
All right,
the
so
circumstances I left.
if you were
Yeah.
receiving an award as a football player, you'd wear an Alabama pin on your lapel. If you were receiving an award as a humanitarian, you'd wear your Seminole pin on your lapel.
Why would I not wear either pin?
All right,
Just,
that's
just
probably
go
good.
just go neutral.
I'm just trying to make you pick one.
Oh, I know. Well, I mean, a lot of people have been trying to make it.
But that's awesome, Blake. How was the experience of playing under Coach Saban?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think Coach Saban, again, is like the easiest way to describe it is you have to be really good at what you do for them to build a statue of you while you're still living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just one of those things. And that kind of puts in perspective of what he's done in college football and what he's done at Alabama. And, I mean, even LSU before that and Michigan State. But, just being able to, obviously I was with Jimbo at Florida State. And, Jimbo was with him at LSU and seeing kind of, like, you see trees of coaches from every, like, you have, like, Shanahan, you have, like, Coach Saban, like, and, being with, Jimbo at Florida State, seeing, going from that to Alabama and seeing pretty much, like, on paper, everything was the same, practice schedules, meetings, everything, but just the way, like, Coach Saban being the originator of it, he understood how to adapt it to, guys coming in, change things for the better, and make, get the most out of every guy that comes in there. I think it was great to kind of see and experience that from a player position and being able to be coached by him. So
You and Stoutland also have that in common. He's got a
Yeah,
Saban
Alabama.
connection.
Alabama
right?
connection.
He coached for Saban as well. Question: Is Saban? Well, I won't. Let me ask this in a different way. If you see Saban at a gas station pumping gas, will he say hello to you?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, I mean, he's the thing I think that doesn't get portrayed is like the human side of him with like all the videos and stuff.
Yeah, he seems like a robot.
Yeah. I mean, I think I can say, and I think it's, I don't know if it's common or not, but while I was there at least, he loved D's nuts jokes.
Yeah.
So that was
I
like,
think Pat McAfee
Yeah.
also has exposed that.
yeah. So that was like,
What? Oh, wait a minute, man.
Yeah.
So Coach Saban was giving y'all D's nuts jokes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That is
That was like
hilarious.
his favorite thing during practice.
So, like, if you saw him somewhere, would you try to catch him with one?
Hit him with a D's
And
nuts.
he would appreciate that?
I probably would. He would definitely appreciate it.
Hey, coach, man. Hey, what's his name? Was asking about you. Who is that? D's nuts.
He would appreciate that. So, I mean, he's a lot different.
Good to
than
know.
what-
Good to know.
Yeah, like the cameras and everything. I feel like don't really. You don't get.
They
the
don't pick
full
up the D's
picture.
nuts
Yeah,
jokes.
no one's going to pick up the D's nuts
Yeah.
jokes.
But
That's awesome.
I mean, he's a lot. He's a lot. Like there is a, I guess, happy side to him that not a lot of people see. I mean, players and coaches.
No, nobody sees the happy side.
Yeah, but there is a. I mean, it's not often. Let me say that. There is a. Happy
There's a sliver of happiness in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you
It
know what?
comes
Though?
within the 1 hour after a victory.
I didn't like seeing him go because I just felt like there was just so much that he just brought to this game. But
Yeah.
I think.
I
Is he
would much
done, you
rather
think?
him go
You
out
think
the
he's
way
done,
he
done,
wanted to
done,
go
done?
instead of just being forced out.
I mean, I think
Done forever?
He will always. There will always be an open door for him to be a part of Alabama football, regardless of role or whatever it may be. I think, even as like an analyst or whatever, whatever description you want to give it, I feel like he is always going to be welcome there, no matter who the head coach is or whoever comes in. But I feel like the NIL stuff is what drove him out because at this point. It's guys coming in, it's they have agents, they have marketing teams, they come in and you got guys that they just ask for like an NFL contract. They're like, I want 3 years, $500,000.
You missed the NILs.
Yeah.
No, okay. Yeah.
So I mean I feel like at that point it's turned into an NFL thing. It's guys don't
Are
really
you
care.
are you happy about it? Or
I
you
mean,
don't care really because it doesn't affect you?
It doesn't affect me, but at the same time, I think what is going to be the end all to this is when all these guys don't pay any of their federal income taxes, state income taxes, and the IRS starts auditing all of them.
Why are they going to pay taxes?
Why are they going to pay taxes?
Why aren't they going to pay the taxes?
Why do you think they don't have any formal education on it? You think if somebody walks up to you think you're an 18-year-old kid. This guy says, "Hey, come do a commercial for me." Hands you $100,000 in a briefcase. You think you're like, "Oh, I'm going to go ahead and file my taxes and give my percentage to the government."
That's a very good point.
Oh, you're
You think they're doing that?
Oh, you're absolutely
So
right.
you give it 2 or 3 years, and the IRS starts saying, "Okay, we got a few $100 million missing from these college kids. We probably need to go do something."
How about this? You put it in an escrow account until they graduate and have to take a financial literacy test to access the money.
They're not going to do that.
No.
They're not. And the thing is, it's not like a supervised thing, right? So there's no like formal, like I know a lot of these kids have, agents and marketing people that are going to help them with that. But the guys that don't, car dealership reaches out, grocery store reaches out, they're like, "Hey, we'll pay you $25,000. Like, "Oh, that's sweet."
Yeah, you pocket that shit.
Yeah,
you
they're
spend
gonna-
that shit.
Yeah.
You never think about
Yeah,
saving
you
any
don't
of that
think
for
about it.
Well,
taxes.
and the thing too, and I'm not advocating for tax evasion, but if it's in cash, all right.
Nobody ever
can't be
advocates for
in-
tax evasion.
But if it's a check and it
On
gets
film.
deposited to a bank account, you got issues.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
and I'm
Ah,
and
yes,
I'm gonna,
the old paper trail.
Yeah, the old paper trail.
and I'm gonna guess that most of these kids probably just don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting under their dorm mattress.
No, but I bet you they got Venmo accounts.
Yeah. What was your major in college?
So my undergrad
Not
was,
finance.
My undergrad was sports management. My master's in business administration.
Oh, okay.
So Landon has many layers. Trey, what kind of wine were we just drinking? That's good. I don't know if we did the intro for that wine.
I'm not sure.
I don't think we did.
I don't know where we
Cabernet
are.
Sauvignon.
Yeah, there we go. We're on the
Reserve.
Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve. Yes.
2014. It's
2014.
a library wine.
Yes.
Library.
So
Is
it's
the
something
library?
We've cellared and aged.
Oh, it's been cellared and aged.
So 2014. Oh, it's a special wine.
Cellared and aged. Okay, I'm going to do
We
a
should
little
have
bit more of that.
actually. Yeah, I should have some more
I
of that.
apologize.
We
Let's
should
do a little bit more of that
we
one.
should probably talk
Yeah,
about it.
You know, and I was just,
It's delicious.
it is delicious. It's
The
amazing.
fifth bottle, it just went downhill.
Yeah. Told you,
Downhill?
man.
Just
Like,
forgot to talk about the wine.
yeah, man.
Well, it's just the wine speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
But the Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve.
The library wine.
It's a library wine. It's been aged.
This could be our wine word of the day.
Wine word of the day.
Oh.
Library wine is a wine that has been cellared and aged by the winemaker or purveyor. Anybody that really wants to just
The winemaker. What's his name is?
Yeah.
Davide.
Davide.
Davide, yes. I
With that
enjoyed
ham.
meeting Davide. Davide is awesome, man. Who makes his own prosciutto? Is it? That's what it's called? Prosciutto.
Yes.
Prosciutto?
Yeah, he makes his own prosciutto.
It's cured ham.
I'm Elizabeth Herremans, founder and president of Birds Nesting. Birds Nesting is a real estate and lifestyle service for incoming professional athletes, coaches, and their families. Moving is a big change and comes with its challenges. Let Birds Nesting help settle you in with its connections and trusted recommendations. Please go to www.birdsnestingphl.com. Birds Nesting for an easy landing.
Anyway, so a library wine, cellared and aged. This is a 2014, which means that you bottled in 2014 and then you just tucked it away.
Yeah, we released it in the tasting room for a little bit, but it was just drinking so well and had so much potential to age.
To not have anybody have it anymore.
Basically,
Everyone loves this.
Yeah, let's
Stop
put it
all
away.
hide
Halt
it.
it. Yeah.
Hide it from them.
But the wine, it just has like such beautiful structure and well-balanced acidity. Like you want to hold on to it because you want to see how it unfolds over the years.
I would agree with that.
And soften and become more velvety, and the fruit really starts to develop.
It's got a great bouquet on it. It's like a. That's what it smells when you call it. Okay, so let me run you. This is a
Yeah,
great
when
wine
you're
to do it
talking about a
with.
bouquet, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
So let me run you
slow
down.
down.
So what you do, you give it the spin, you check the legs. Nice legs on that, right? Some good space between them. It's good viscosity.
And perhaps these frog legs.
You can look at the color there. It's pretty thick, deep red. And then what you do is you sniff it. You give a big inhale. It's called the bouquet or the nose. What are you getting?
I don't know.
Wine.
Yeah, that's usually
It smells like
the first thing that comes to my brain too. I'm smelling also black fruits, ripe black fruits.
Yes.
I think my nostrils are burned from all the smelling salts pregame.
Hey, all right. So, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about that.
After that, hold on.
Okay, my bad.
Hold
Let's
on,
back. Yeah.
salts. So then what you do is you want to oxygenate the wine. So you either do one of these, Johns, or you go like this. Do it.
Yeah, I don't like the way that looks. Yeah. No,
You were like Listerine? Is that
Or you just take a sip, then you swish it around like Listerine.
yeah, I'd rather just switch it around. Yeah.
It changes the wine, right? So you oxygenate the wine and you change it, you can release tannins and more flavor and different levels of depth to the wine.
Yeah. So just switch it around.
Yeah. Or you just drink it and chug
Yeah,
it.
and then you just drink it and let it ride.
I think if any of these were chuggable,
Well, if we're doing anything, it'd be the,
I'm going to chug this Shamerson.
I don't know. If it's chugging, I feel like it's either Chardonnay or Rosé.
The rosé is bubbling. You're going to have it coming out your nose.
That's okay. It makes it fun.
Oh, okay, there you go. Adds to the experience.
Is there any chance that you have a funnel here?
A funnel. A funnel on wine. So, okay, so a lot of people don't know about this. The good old ammonia caps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I loved ammonia caps when we played.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a study that's going to come
Probably
out
one
after,
of the, it's probably
after
one of
we're
the
done
longest
that-
riding traditions.
Oh, yeah, like there's going to come out that we've been destroying our brains by sniffing ammonia caps.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, it's not good for you.
no, it's definitely not good for you.
If sniffing paint's bad, sniffing ammonia is even worse.
Yeah,
Well,
but
by the end of the year, I got to the point where I would break them and I would shove just like two in my
You would
nose.
stick
the
'em in your
locker room,
nose?
Just sit them in there and just really get a potent. And
I
then
think-
you take them out and it would still smell and burn. Just because I've been doing it for so long.
it's very aggressive
Trey,
to put the ammonia cap in the nose.
They have evolved.
Yeah.
They have evolved.
They have evolved to like, wow.
Hey, just
Because I would get a bottle and break probably like a couple, several of them.
5 or 6.
Yeah, put them in there, shake it up, and then you get a nice little hit. But the put the actual ammonia cap in the nose.
so for context, I used to put them in my wrist guards, so I had them before the game to have, and before we ran out there. So I had them in my wrist guards during warm-ups, and then I had them one game. It broke right there,
And it burned.
and I had like a deep burn in my skin.
Oh, so it's actually
That's why when you said you placed them in your nostril, I was like, that's got to be deteriorating as hell.
It's just like the strong smell kind of burns. I thought it was just a smell, but I didn't know it.
No, it could actually eat your skin away.
Oh, so maybe I have actually.
Yeah, you've probably done something bad.
I think I have a scar on my wrist from it.
Okay, so I probably have done something. Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Why do you use them though?
Why do we
it
use
wakes
them?
You up. It's like, ugh.
It wakes you
It's
up.
like if somebody's unconscious, they put like smelling salts under their nose, and it's like,
It wakes you up. You know what I'm saying? So like we would use them when we're going out on the field. Like sometimes even though you're getting hyped up to get ready to go on the field, you still have like a little
lag.
a little haze. But you hit an ammonia cap, then it's like, and then you ready to go.
You ever bit like a really sour lemon and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine just like that taste, but as a smell in your nose.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much, you're like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
ammonia caps. Like for somebody that has never sniffed one, they suck. Like they'll probably make you throw up. Like the way we sniff them. Yeah.
Like you'll like sniff and you'll start coughing and gagging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. We do it to ourselves. So,
Yes.
so Landon.
And then Toradol is illegal now.
Well,
It's not heavily regulated. So
Heavily
There's
regulated.
no more injections for it, and you're not allowed to take it as a preventative.
Okay.
Right? So like guys come in the gate, they're like, I'm gonna be sore as shit tomorrow. So
Yeah.
you take your Toradol. So now you have to be, I believe, on an injury list.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you have an injury
Uh-huh.
and you're still able to play, but you're going to be uncomfortable.
So the
I
only
think-
way that you can take Toradol is to overcome an injury to get on the field.
I love Toradol.
Same.
Toradol is
Bro.
an amazing drug. If I could buy some now, I would buy it
I
and would take it now.
Talk to me.
was telling you, bro.
I have a plug.
I was telling you. I went down to that golf outing down in Marco Island. It was called Weekend with Poppy with David Ortiz.
Yeah.
They literally had a tent giving out Toradol shots before the golf outing.
Oh man. Hey man, I mean everybody running around there and get their ass cheek. You go ahead, hey man, hold on, give me. And they're like, hey, you're gonna feel a little cold. Then they hit you with the little cold spray, and then boom, injection, boom, there you go. And then everything, and it's like, you feel amazing. Ready to go. Yeah.
The shot form is no longer around. So even if you're on that list, it's a
No,
you have to do a pill.
No, it's not a shot. It's a pill form now.
It's around. I had it at a golf outing.
Well,
It's around.
It's available.
It's about-
Yeah, just not in the locker rooms now. So you have to do a pill. So now what it takes like 45 minutes now for it to kick in?
An hour or something like that.
Oh shit! No, I need instant.
Here, take this when you wake up this morning, the game day.
Yeah,
They
no,
just
I
give
need.
you the
Yeah,
envelope.
yeah, no, it's
It's
too long.
with your Ambien. Hopefully you don't mix them up.
Well, damn. That's where you take the smelling salt before games.
It's a snap out of the Ambien.
I
Yeah.
did hear there was a big Ambien thing going around a while ago on the team. A lot of guys like the Ambien.
We had a lot of fun with Ambien.
It was cool.
Anyway.
We had our
moving
moments.
on. Yeah. Different training staff. Actually, that training staff is world champions.
Hi, puppy.
Like what? 3 times now? 3 or 4 times now?
3 times.
Yeah.
Obviously doing something right.
Anyway, hey, Landon. One thing I noticed when I was over at your place is you have multiple martial arts belts,
Yes.
right? So you're a jujitsu artist. Is
So
that
I
how do you
did-
say that?
I did jiu-jitsu.
You're a master in the arts of jujitsu.
So I got a black belt in karate and I did Brazilian jiu-jitsu as well.
Oh, so those colors I saw, was that karate?
Yes. So that was
you're-
different from Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Karate.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Little
Empty
different.
hand. Empty hand.
So a little different, obviously. Like karate as a discipline form of martial arts, I feel like karate was a lot different. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was much more of like fighting and grappling, which I got into as I got older. Usually, I mean, it just kind of depends on what you want to accomplish with it. Like, if you're putting your kids into it or whatever it may be. But yeah, once I got to the point of like, yeah, I don't really want to do like these forms anymore. And
Like just like the art form type thing. Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, I'd much rather just like fight people and do that. Which
hem dudes up. You know?
like I did that anyway in karate. We had like sparring, so
you took it too far?
not really too far. I mean, like I used to have like back like the sensei that I had the dojo when he first started. It was small, and right, it used to be me, Grisha, who was he was the son of. And I did gymnastics too. So his parents owned a gymnastics facility.
Wait a minute. Wait, you did gymnastics?
I did. So it'll kind of lead into it. So Grisha's parents came from the USSR, and they were gymnasts in the USSR. And so they opened up a gym to train people in the U.S. And so what would happen is...
So you were going to be an Olympian?
Oh, no, I don't know about that.
What, the rings?
So here's what would happen.
Iron Cross.
We would go... Me and him and this guy named Bradley Norris, we would all go like fight each other, and like pretty much, like we would just take turns. We would just like beating up with whatever.
Wait, where is
then
this?
We'd go to like gymnastics. It was in North Carolina.
North
And then we
Carolina.
would go. Like,
You guys would fight each other and then go to gymnastics together.
yeah, and we would just tumble around and do shit, and then we got like bribed with like peanut butter crackers to clean things. And, yeah.
Was Three Ninjas one of your favorite movies growing up? No?
But
I guess I probably missed your time
it
frame.
was a little before my time. I know it was a little before my time, but
Have you watched it?
I've seen parts of it.
Uh,
But yeah, it was a fun time. The Russians have a very different structure of teaching than here in the U.S. There's very little coddling. It's very straightforward and blunt honesty. There's a lot more hitting involved.
Do you translate any of that training into your success with like body control, center of gravity, yada yada, like playing football? Like, do you think that background has a lot to do with it, or?
I do, because I feel like, especially like nowadays when people like put their kids, they're like the AAU thing, or like travel soccer, where you're like, I just want my kid, he's going to be a soccer superstar.
Yeah.
It's like when kids get so used to just doing like one activity
Specialized sports,
like
right?
you don't develop everything else. So there was like a time where it was like I did like karate year round, like gymnastics I would go to like over the summer for like summer camp stuff. It was like, like baseball, soccer, basketball stuff. Like when I was small, like a kid doing all like, they're all extremely different when it comes like as a kid, like your motor function and what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that helped tremendously with like body control stuff and just knowing how your body works. Because the thing I see now with like even guys in the NFL, like young guys when they come in, or college guys and stuff, is like they just have like terrible body control, and I'm like, like you're 22 years old and you like fall on the ground every other play. Like how do you not understand like?
Yeah, that was me. You're gonna hurt your teammates. Stay off the ground.
And I'm like, why do you keep falling? Like, okay, the guy's pushing you.
Well, he was pushing me, and then he like got out of the way, and then I fell on the ground.
Yeah, but
Get off me.
yeah, I think, and I mean, granted, it's a weird time in the world.
So are you one of those big guys that can do like multiple cartwheel to like a back handspring, stick it type thing?
I mean, I haven't done any tumbling in a while, like backhand, like cartwheels and stuff. Easy.
Sure, are you making a red blend?
Oh, I'm just pouring wines now.
Flexibility, I've still kept. Maybe, we finish another 2 bottles of wine. I could probably do a split still.
A split?
Yep.
So you were able to do splits at one point in your life.
I mean, I still can.
What's it like? Because I'll never know.
I've never. Yeah.
I wish. I think Jordan Malata or my wife or somebody has a video.
Wait a minute,
At the like welcome party to our wedding, I think I had ingested every type of alcohol that man has created.
Your wedding.
Yeah, at my wedding.
Before the vows? Post vows.
No, this was like wedding was Saturday. This was like a Thursday night. So this was like it was
The
like
preamble.
yeah, it was like wine was mixing with tequila. It was like scotch, beer,
everything.
whiskey,
Having a blast.
gin, like everything.
Yeah.
And then next
Sounds like a welcoming party, right?
Yeah, yeah.
it was a welcome party. And next thing I know, it's just dancing, doing splits.
Watch what I can do.
Yeah.
Wham.
So,
It is a nice little party trick. You see it.
do your pants rip?
So the thing was, and I don't know.
Or do you always buy special pants that have the flexibility to
That has,
split it?
that has some elastic in the middle.
Tommy Bahama did not pay me for this, but Tommy Bahama pants that I have, I don't know what they're made out of or what stretchy mystery material. I've always had a problem with ripping pants.
Same here. I'm an offender.
Tommy Bahama pants, stretch like no other.
Huh.
Well,
Awesome.
So, like, as big guy too, it's something I look for. Like, even if it is going to be a little snug on the leg,
Yeah.
I like it to, have a little stretch where it doesn't feel.
Where it's not.
bad.
It's not.
That's
It's not
Big Red's
restricting.
brand. That's
Yeah.
Big Red's brand.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
Bowl brand right there.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
Red wears Tommy Bahama all the time.
All the time.
You're also a very skilled craftsman. Did you know this? Landon does DIY projects. He builds cabinetry, stuff like that.
Oh.
Like very, very nice, high-end looking stuff.
Man, I don't know. I dabble.
He's a man.
Carpenter.
He's
Like JC.
like JC.
Yeah.
Usually it's it kind of sucks. So I did a little. So we used to have this thing like in high school called like Skills USA. So it was basically like people had like band or orchestra or whatever that if you were in it, like obviously now none of those kids play the trombone or the violin or whatever. I was like, I ended up doing Skills USA thing, which is basically you could take like 4 years of carpentry and learn, like everything from like finished stuff to foundation to hanging joists, doing flooring, electrical, plumbing, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
learn that, and then
This is your high school?
yeah, had it in high school.
That's great. I don't know.
Learn a craft.
Must have been well funded.
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't well funded. It was in an abandoned furniture factory that was like left on the high school grounds. So
Sounds awesome. That's an awesome program.
We used to take a bus from the school to the building and then do it there.
Go in there and whittle some wood.
But
I mean,
then-
the product is great.
yeah, bought a house up here, then trying to bought a house. Ended up a lot of stuff was from mid late '90s, just like the floral wallpaper, the greens, the pastels, the pinks, and we just really want to kind of get rid of like the blue carpet on stairs. You know what I mean? Yeah, but we like the house overall, the well-built house, all this stuff. It just needed a little love, and coming up, getting like quotes from people to come over and do stuff, and me doing a little bit of it, I know how much it would cost, and then people come over and then like I want to do red oak hardwood flooring on the stairs to match the rest of the wood flooring in the house, and people come over and like, oh yeah, to do this set of stairs and retread them is gonna be like $10,000. I'm like, yeah, you're fucking stupid.
Okay.
Just drive down, go buy some stair treads from a lumber yard. And, like $800 or something, end up paying another couple $100 to get stains, everything, fix them, and it's just being able to know how to do that stuff. And obviously, it takes a little more time than maybe a professional does it for a living.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like once people figure out like who you are and like what you do, and that you have money, then there's an extra zero that they add. To
Yeah.
Landon is a man of many talents.
That's
and
awesome.
The work he does is very, very.
Jack of all trades.
That's the best way to be. This is the next one we got going on.
Alright, so I know you like sweet wines.
So we're gonna do this Moscato.
Show you
It's our dessert.
really good sweet wine. It's naturally sweet. We don't add sugar. All comes from the grapes itself.
So a nice little sweet wine, something different, change up the palate. It's not. I've had sweet wines. It's not crazy sweet though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a nice sweet wine.
It's not crazy sweet.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's like you're drinking Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't like a Kool-Aid wine.
Immediate like nostalgia of like Welch's grape juice. It just like brought me back to like.
Well, it's meant to be sweet, and it's made out of grapes. So
I mean, I guess.
If you say it tastes like grape juice, it's probably a compliment. I would
Probably a
think.
compliment, yeah, but it's good. I think
They
it's
want it
good.
to be drinkable.
Yeah, I think it's very drinkable.
It just reminded me a lot of like Welch's sparkling grape juice.
Okay, yeah.
It's not, it doesn't have
You guys do that on,
ice
like,
or
holidays?
carbonation, but
Yeah.
Holidays for the youth.
as a kid, yeah. So that's immediately like I drank.
Holidays for the youth.
Brought me back to like being at my grandparents' house. So it's
Yeah.
not a bad thing at all.
It's very good though. I would say that the sugar, the sweetness doesn't like linger. Which I feel like a lot of times like sweet drinks, the sugar lingers and then it makes me not want to go in for another drink. But this one it dissipates quickly so I can enjoy it frequently.
I get a little bit early, so it still has a little acidity, so it helps kind of cut some of that sugar and balance
Okay.
out.
All right.
The acidity is the like the freshness.
So I see you still have some blood blisters from your fingernails being bent back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good times.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman. Offensive line life, man.
Yeah, it's pretty much, actually most of these look pretty good. This one
Yeah.
wanting to go away.
Yeah.
I think it's actually cracked, so I don't know if that's yeah, it's like cracked down in there, so it doesn't. I don't know how that's gonna work. But
So you're a few weeks out now. Have you gotten back into any kind of routine yet, or do you take enough time? How's your body feeling? Are you ready to get back after it? Do you need to? What do you usually do in your time off?
Well, got back from the Pro Bowl last week, and then there's a lot of friends of ours getting married this off season. There's a lot of traveling involved this off season, which last off season was us getting married and then having the honeymoon and everything, and other weddings too. So
You put the pressure on a lot of guys to go ahead and.
I wasn't trying to put pressure on them, but for us, there's a lot of traveling this off season, so it's kind of difficult to you want to get in a routine, and then as soon as you do, you end up like
Going somewhere, and
like
then
the
it's
end of
like,
this
yeah.
month we have a wedding that we're going to, so it's like I can get in a routine for the next 2 weeks, and then go to this wedding, and then completely get out of the routine, and
then come back,
try to get back in it,
Try to get back in it, and then go somewhere else.
yeah, and then it's like another like March 13th. We're traveling again. I was like, it's just kind of a pain, but I got to figure something out, or else I'll just sit around the whole off season.
And that's not going to happen.
Well, in my
How is Coach Stout in the off season, like during this time?
Coach Stout likes to golf. I don't know if you guys ever.
Oh
golf.
yeah, absolutely. I know.
Yeah, it's
He also enjoys wine. We got to get him on.
Yeah, Stout's interesting to golf with. I'm sure you guys experienced that. The golf coaching turns into football coaching, which turns into bringing up things you fucked up in games. So there was one time he told me I missed the ball with my eyes like I missed the blitz pickup in the Dallas game. And I was like, I feel like that's completely different. He was like, it has to do with your eyes. And I was like, I feel like you were just trying to throw an insult.
No, you were looking at the ball, but you weren't looking at the ball. You were looking past the ball, so that you didn't see the ball.
And then
You were
you didn't,
looking
just like
past
you
the
didn't see that damn
linebacker, so you
linebacker
didn't
that
see
came
the
through.
Look through the end to the nipple. So yes, and then, but the thing I figured out about Stout is he always, when he wants to play golf, he always goes somewhere where it's like maybe the course is closed on like Monday or something. He knows the groundskeeper, the general manager or something. But we're not going to have warm up range because he knows with that old man golf, he may only drive at 200. Or,
But it's straight.
Yeah,
But he doesn't need to warm up to do that.
yeah.
And that's the thing is we go out there, we're trying to just pipe things and stuff, and we end up just slicing it or whatever it may be, and it's just not going to be good for the first 4 or 5 holes till we get warmed up.
Oh,
So that's where he makes his bread is those first 5 holes.
he'll get a good lead on you.
Yeah.
And then when you start to catch up, then he starts to get quiet. He stops his little
He gets very introspective.
Oh yeah.
And then he starts throwing in some your mistakes from your game to try to throw you off your game.
And then we start pointing out he has a bad driver or something. Like, oh yeah, we'll see on the other fairway. There.
So you're saying that given proper time to warm up, you're a good golfer.
So played yesterday at Riverwinds over in New Jersey. Not sure how. And now, granted, that Riverwinds does not have driving range or anything.
No, it doesn't.
Went out there cold.
Ron Jaworski golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a net that you can go and hit into.
Yeah, there's a little net. You want to
Yeah.
fire a couple into.
I mean, I know I'm going to make contact with the ball. I just don't know where the ball's going to go.
Yeah.
Well, you want? I thought the purpose was getting warm.
Well, it's swing adjustment as well. But
Okay. Well, you went out there anyway, not warm.
Regardless,
yesterday.
went out there. It was really cold and windy yesterday. I really didn't want to be there. Went and played with like Jordan and Jack Driscoll. Both of them showed up late. So we go out there and
That sounds awesome.
ended up.
Didn't want to be there. They showed up late.
I enjoy golf, but when it's super cold and windy and I'm just like miserable sitting in the cart, it's not fun.
Wasn't yesterday kind of nice out though?
I don't know.
Not golf nice.
I mean, what's nice? Like,
Well, you're
like,
from the south.
Yeah, I
being
mean,
like mid 40s and windy.
You're
is
right.
not
yeah, I mean, in
nice.
February,
Trey just got back
yeah.
from Florida, so it
Yeah,
wasn't nice
I just got
yesterday.
back from Florida.
But regardless of that, I went and like my mindset yesterday was like, I'm gonna play old man golf, right? 'Cause I'm stiff. This is first time swinging a club. Ended up shooting an 85.
Oh, dude, that's pretty solid.
Now, granted,
that's a good round.
I only had one bad drive the entire day, and that happened to be on 18 when I just wanted to absolutely try and pipe, and I sent it OB. But other than that,
So there was no times in this round of 85 where you like just out of the box, peel one, and then you just drop another one. Like I'm gonna hit this.
No.
I'm gonna just go ahead and not
I
count
hit.
that.
I mean,
And River Winds is a pretty long course.
it's not bad. Now, okay, we did play from the greens. All right, so first round of the year.
Okay.
So you went from the fronts.
No, not the front, the one back from the fronts. So I think it's the like
So not the ladies' tees, but the
Wait a minute. So-
children's tees.
No, it's like the
So y'all didn't play
geriatric men's tees.
So y'all didn't play from the whites? Play from the greens?
So it's black, blue, green.
Judgment-free zone. Judgment-free zone here.
Just result.
Yeah, so it's like you got the tips, you got the blues, then greens.
Okay.
then
Okay. So
whites,
then,
then
okay.
whites.
So
So we were right in the middle.
okay. All right.
There's like the golds, I guess, is like.
I thought the whites was generally like the middle.
I think it
I thought
depends.
the whites was in the middle.
It depends on the course, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, also.
But the green one was we chose greens because that was in the middle because the tips and the blues.
We'll
looked
check
great.
in with Jaws. On
I
this.
don't know, but whether it was geriatric old men, whatever.
Okay.
I
But still,
went
you
out
shot
there.
at 85.
85. I went out there. I was clubbing up. I was half swinging. It takes a little bit out of your ego, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, usually my 9 is going, 155, 160. I know this. Instead, but at the same time, when I'm really trying to swing, maybe I chunk it, maybe I top it, whatever. So
Yeah.
instead, I go out there. I'm like, okay, I got a 150-yard shot. I'm gonna take a 7-iron.
Yeah.
All right, and then I go out there, I'm doing a little 3/4 swing, nice follow through, and I'm getting on the greens. And same thing with the driver. I'm like, do I need to try and put it like 300? I was
No.
like, no, I just do a 3/4 swing, nice follow through,
Yeah.
getting it, like 220, 240.
I just want a shot.
And I was like-
I call that grandpa golf.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But you know what is I stuck to that plan, and,
And
it
you
worked
shot an
out.
85.
And
Yeah.
it worked. It fucking worked out.
Go
it worked
figure.
out really well.
You mean when you don't swing as hard as you can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing
It goes
was,
where you want it to?
I was staying in the fairways. I always had good shots. There was only a couple that I really should, and those were the times where I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm 260 out. Let me pull out the 2-iron here because I just want to hit it. And then I pull out the 2-iron and I absolutely just fucking shank it. But that's the thing is like, I had a couple moments of that which led to a couple double bogeys, but I think I only had 2 double bogeys. I had a few other bogeys rest, but honestly, I was very impressed with that showing.
Man, shooting 85. I'm taking that scorecard to the house.
Yeah.
Framing it.
Probably put it up on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
85.
Look at what I did, babe.
You're probably going to see a lot less of me because I'm good at golf now. So I'm going to be exploring this passion.
Now, granted, I got a good feeling that when I go out there and I because my biggest issue is I get on the driving range after I get 10 or 12 shots, I'm like I'm ripping it,
Yeah.
and then that's
Oh,
where
I'm
the
ready.
issues start. Then I go to hole 1 and I'm like, all right, tee it high, let it fly, baby, and then I'm sending it fucking.
What would Tiger do right here? Yeah.
No, I'm more
See,
like
that
Bryson
is what's-
DeChambeau.
Oh,
but-
Bryson DeChambeau. Okay. So because I'm going to go ahead and try to drive this like 500 yards.
See, the golf video game, like the Tiger Woods
Ability?
video, no, Tiger Woods.
Oh.
The Tiger Woods game is what messed up my real golf game. It's because it just has me approaching golf in the wrong way. Like I can hit this ball, and then affect its flight after it's in the air.
By making it
I'll go
spin.
hit this back spin or the side spin. I'll be able to get it to cut.
Yeah, no, it's not
It
going to
just
work.
completely ruined everything.
Oh, yeah,
for
absolutely.
Me. I'm always trying to go over every tree.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I have any control over whether I'm hitting a fade or a draw or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I did figure out that there's a nice sweet spot in my swing where if I stop there and I hit it, it's going to go straight. It's not going to go as far as I want it to, but it's going to go straight.
And that's all you want.
And I can live with straight.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. It's like, and the thing I figured out was like going and playing like Marion where you don't have a cart. When you start hitting them, one right, one left, it's a lot of walking.
Yeah, when you don't have a cart, that changes your game.
And that was when I had the epiphany last year. I was like, you know what? Maybe I really don't want to just try and hit the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just, chill out with it.
Just took a little bit off of it.
Yeah.
How you feel, though? How you like the wine?
It's nice.
Did you have fun with
Going
this?
back to the rosé, yeah. Nice. Actually, I kind of want to bring Brooke here.
So, what's the perfect night out? Any night spent at Pinot's Palette. Pinot's Palette. Paint, drink, have fun. Sign up online for your class today.
Well,
All right.
let's wrap up. Hey,
Yeah.
Landon, as we wrap up, why don't you give us some things to look forward to for this season?
Brazil.
You know what? How do you feel about playing in Brazil, man?
Oh, just peachy. Love it. Thumbs up, NFL. I appreciate the 12-hour plane flight being 2 hours ahead of time, also being a home game. Thank you so much, Roger, for scheduling this. You're the best. Please don't find me, Mr. Runyon.
I bet Brooke's excited.
Brooke is elated to travel, so that'll be great. I mean, she gets to knock South America off her bucket list.
There you go.
I have no idea what to expect. I mean, I got a feeling for a 12-hour flight and being 2 hours ahead, you're going to have to go down more than the day before.
That sucks.
Yeah.
No, you know what? No, Ryan. You know what? My bad. Well, Ryan can't find me. So,
you're fine.
so
No, that sucks.
yeah, that sucks. 12 hours of flight.
But you know what? I don't have to do it.
Good luck.
If I
right.
I do it, it's going to be a lot of fun
Hear me out.
for me.
We're obviously going to have to go down early, right?
Who are you playing?
I have no idea. They didn't tell
You
us.
guys don't know who you're
You
playing.
don't know who you playing.
They just told us we're at the bottom end of the ship.
No, you're the home team. That means you're at the top end of the ship bucket.
Yeah.
Well, all I'm expecting is we're going to have to go down there a little early. Guys obviously don't want to stay in the hotel that long. So how many guys are going to have to get lost in the favelas, abducted by cartel, before we're like, all right, maybe we shouldn't send guys down here.
So Big Dom is going to be
I say
on
2
high
or
alert.
3.
I mean, I see,
2 or 3.
the only thing I got a feeling of is guys are going to want to go explore, and we have friends we know from Brazil. Brazil can be a beautiful place, an amazing place.
Oh, it can be a
also
very dangerous
rough
place. Yeah, absolutely.
So
feel like-
how many guys are just gonna, just wander off into somewhere, and we're just gonna, see if they come back on game day?
Here's the thing. You have to leave the practice squad at home. You have to.
Oh yeah,
Because those are the guys
those
that end
guys
up
would be-
disappearing.
No, you're going to have to bring everybody because, I mean,
No, you just got
you have
make
to bring
do.
everybody because you're going to have to go down there at least 2 or 3 days before.
You have to make
What if
do.
we bring
You have to make do with 53, Trey, because those guys are the guys that.
That's going to be out there a while.
So you're
out of
saying
control.
no? You're just saying
Well,
that's,
you got
that's
the-
the human sacrifice.
The
You just-
starters do though. You got starters are gonna do that. I feel like you got to bring the practice squad because if the starters go missing, then
Then you
need somebody
might.
to
Then you
play.
have some reserve.
You gotta have something.
That's interesting.
There's going to be something that happens. I don't know what it is. The NFL probably has a script for it already, but whatever happens, it's not going to be just a nice, easy, normal trip. And something's got to happen to be funny or crazy or whatever it is. But yeah, so Brazil, first game.
Seems like you guys are like, I don't know. From the outside looking in, seems like you guys are pretty calm. Seems like a pretty calm team. You guys do not have the aura around you that we had as players when we were playing.
Hold on a minute.
Todd, we were seen as wild.
Were we?
Yes.
Why were we seen as wild?
I think we.
To who? Other players around the league?
No. To everybody outside of the team.
Well,
You mean in the city?
We were out about
Well, here's the
a lot
thing,
more.
too, like I said, you guys grew up in the generation that didn't have smartphones.
Yes.
To record things.
Yes.
So you
And I
guys
thank
used to
God
be
for that.
able to do whatever.
Yes.
Now the thing is, nowadays guys had to get smart because everybody has a phone, camera. You got to get smart with how you act. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
everybody's a little more cautious of what you do.
You guys are more thoughtful in your actions because the repercussions are higher.
I just decided to live.
I
somewhere
think that's
that
called
has
responsibility, dude.
I think I just live somewhere that has poor cell service. When guys come over, they try to call me. I can't hear you. And it's like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
That's what I need. People to not be on their phones.
Perfect. Or you could just line your house, turn your house into a Faraday box, right?
Faraday cage.
Faraday cage, yeah.
You know how big it'd have to be to encompass the entire property?
The entire property? No, just the house.
Just a house?
You do a copper mesh, right?
I have a Faraday cage in the basement. Don't worry.
What is this we're talking about?
It's for EMP protection.
Okay, cool. All right. Sounds good.
Granted, it's not really going to matter anyway. If there's an EMP that's set off, there's going to be a lot of things that go wrong. Now, granted, a lot of things depend the yield of the warhead, where it's detonated over, and a lot of stuff. But you'd have to detonate multiple of them to affect the entire U.S. And let's face it, a lot of people think you need to prep for that. But if you mess up the U.S. economy, you mess up the world economy. And people love money and power. So they're not going to mess with that themselves. It'd be done. If Russia decided to do that, they would cripple their economy. You know what I mean? And then the oligarchs don't have money, so they can't buy their yachts, and then they're upset. So, look, the world at this point, I feel like, is in an all right place. Like, you can't have full-out global war because people need money and power, and the war makes that.
No, fuck. I thought we were just talking about.
No,
I thought we were just talking about.
Yeah, the Faraday
if
cage,
somebody
yeah.
reported you out wilding, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So
how do we get the world? Like,
we went from that. So the Faraday cage protects that, right?
okay, cool.
That's where we went from there. I went off a whole under other tangent. Yeah.
I thought we were talking about, hey man,
just-
we can't hang out because smartphones.
I was following
And then you went into something totally different.
So think about it this way. So we're back on the EMP.
Okay.
The EMP. Have you ever
Trey, this
you
is
ever
the biggest
felt a pair
threat.
of jumper cables get hot or something?
No.
Like a
Never in my life.
never mind.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Never mind.
Yeah, I'm a AAA guy. I'm sorry. But that's awesome though. So, I'm sorry.
Imagine this: you take a chocolate bar, you put it in the fucking microwave and heat it up. That shit melts, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, wires and electronics do the same shit. Mm-hmm. But that instead of a microwave, it's caused by the amperage in an EMP. Mm-hmm. So basically, the chocolate melting would be the same thing as all the little green boards in your phone. Mm-hmm. It would just melt all the connections in there and make everything go bad. So nothing would work.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what we're talking about. But there's ways to protect that.
Okay.
Like with the microwave, you hit stop. With the Faraday cage, it just basically like the stop button. You just put it in there.
Okay.
And it protects it. That's all.
Would an EMP blast do anything to your brain?
No, it wouldn't affect your brain.
Because it's not. What is it?
It
An electrical
is
circuit?
electrical, but you're not I don't think the human body is conductive enough for it to be receptive. So
I got you.
that's the biggest thing. Is
Unless you're grounding barefoot.
I still think even as barefoot, I don't even know if it would work. Because still, it depends on the the dryness or wetness of the skin and how well it's making contact with another. Like if you were standing on a big copper sheet, right? Just the copper sheet, and your feet were on, and they were kind of wet, so you were kind of conductive, and that was grounded. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, it's the same thing. It's like I was working on a boat that was on a trailer, and messing with the distributor, and I was barefoot standing on the trailer, which it's a big metal ground.
But
And I shocked the fuck out of myself with 50,000 volts, and that fucking hurt. So
rubber tires though. Right?
it doesn't matter because the frame of the trailer is the ground. So electricity is just looking for a path to the ground. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually have to be in the ground.
You weren't on the boat?
Yeah. So I was standing on the trailer, in the engine bay of the boat. So I was barefoot on the trailer, working on the boat. So the electricity passed from the battery to the distributor to the ignition coil into my hand, and then went down my body into my feet and grounded in the trailer.
And how did that feel?
Not good. I fell off the trailer. It was not good. So yeah, kids, don't mess with electricity at high voltage. 110 is okay around the house. It's not gonna kill you if you're messing with outlets and stuff. It'll shock you. It'll make you, you're gonna think, oh, that was interesting, but you're gonna be alive, okay? Don't mess with very high voltage. Scary. Howie,
Wait a minute. So,
Howie, I'm sorry if you see this. It's gonna affect my contract.
In closing, who are the Eagles going to draft this year?
In closing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know anybody.
Do you care?
In college. No.
I don't know. Have you watched college football since you've been out?
I watched a little bit of like Florida State and Alabama games.
yeah.
I mean, really, honestly, I don't know exactly what we need, and I don't want to say anything that might sound bad. But
Yeah.
I think linebackers are a need for us. I'm not sure about
I don't think you're saying anything
defensive
new.
ends.
That's going to be interesting because right now you got Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, I
that's
think-
just asked for a trade.
I think the defensive side of the ball is definitely going to be a concern. I think you guys are
I feel like that is going
I
to
think
be.
you guys are pretty set on offense.
Yeah, I feel like the draft
If you
is
can keep
gonna
everything
be
intact.
heavily defensive oriented.
Yeah, I
As
think
long, and same thing with free agency is going to be. I feel like I've seen a lot of like edge rusher guys going to be free agents this year, so I feel like maybe that's where we go to search for people.
because I think with you guys, with the three interior guys, I think you're good. Even if Kelsey says he retires, then you can just make one of you guys the decision. I think you guys are good.
I mean,
I
Kelsey's
think you guys are good because even if you say, all right, Kelsey
You're
retires,
saying Kels is gone.
then
Then
it's.
we have a question to answer. That
I think you put Cam in. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think.
center. Who's going to be the right guard?
Well, here's the
Then I
thing.
think Opeta steps in at right guard.
You don't think Opeta gets picked up? I feel like Opeta could get picked up by a team for a smaller but still more than he would make as a backup because he's really on like a minimum contract.
Yeah, I think they redo that.
I feel like.
Well, if he gets the
picked up by
nod, they'd
another
probably
team
redo
for,
that.
3 or 4 a year.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But then I think that in draft, it depends on what Kelsey does. And then now I think that you probably look at what you're going to bring in as a replacement for Lane when he gets ready to shut down.
Yeah.
You got to look at what you're going to talk about as far as linebacker. You got to find another corner.
Yeah.
But I think you got some young guys that's in the secondary that can step in and can play.
Oh yeah.
You definitely need to find some at linebacker though.
I mean, I think like Josh Joe, he's been a big special teams guy. He's got some reps in the game. I think he could be, a big impact on defense.
Who?
Josh Joe. Then special teams guy. He could. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, we don't know that.
No.
Yeah.
You do know.
Yeah, you know
I
better
don't
than us
know.
because you see.
I don't
them
know
more.
who you're
Yeah,
talking about because
yeah.
I'm not a
He's
practice.
been more of a special teams guy than defense guy, but he could. Have
I'm a
an
little
impact on the
out of it.
No, you're good. But,
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, and again, it's whatever Howie decides to do. It's really the only thing they'll ask me is if watch film on an offensive line guy and see what I think. But
Do you really think that
They asked you to watch film. They asked y'all to watch film on guys that they're thinking about.
I mean, really, it's not like a mandatory thing, but they'll just ask us about certain guys. So I'll just like go back through and look at some things. And I mean, really, it's a pretty quick evaluation. But the thing with college is like it's hard to evaluate guys because the level of competition can be drastically different. So really, I mean, like the things that you go to look for is pretty much just
Trey's
is this
having
guy-
a problem with this?
No,
right
that,
now.
I find that very interesting. That Howie.
Well, it won't be Howie.
I
It'd be
mean,
like
but
Stout, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's coming from Howie at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then Stout to say, hey, man, if you guys could look at this guy that we're thinking about drafting, what do you think?
It's not necessarily like, hey, can you look at him? It's like, what do you think, or do you know anything about this guy? And that's when it kind of comes to like looking at things, and
It's not like, can you study this guy? But it's
yeah,
like,
we're not gonna.
Yeah, but I mean, but it's still.
But it's like, do you see anything glaring about this guy?
But my thing is that you're getting guys that are already on the team. You're getting their perspective of do you think he would fit into our system?
In my opinion,
And
like
I think that that's awesome, though. You know what I'm saying? As a staff and as someone that's in charge of bringing guys in to say, okay, guys that are already on this staff, these are guys that we're kind of thinking about.
I think it's a great
How do
idea.
you guys feel about them? As a player, I never was asked to look at anybody that we thought about bringing in. Never.
Me neither.
In the 11 years that I played with the Eagles, never was I asked, hey, man, look at film of Winston Justice. Or even film on Todd Herremans or anybody else that came in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what would you have said?
I would have said he's amazing.
Well, and the thing I think that it's
Well, thank you for what you would have said.
Yes. but
No,
I'm just saying.
But I actually think that I
I think that's pretty cool, though.
I think that's an awesome evolution of the process because, dude,
I think that's pretty cool.
nobody
though,
is
man.
going to be able to, like, listen, you can watch a guy on film and kind of, like, see him and, like, you can pick up certain things to be like,
Yeah,
he's not going to fit in our locker room.
I think that's really cool
know what I mean?
to kind of make it where you make everybody feel
Because
like you're
then-
part of the process.
Because then, like, look at this. Whatever you want to say about Dillard, I know that there was a lot of things about Dillard that, like, he just didn't fit in, like, the chemistry of the team. Like, he was like a video gamer. He was like kind of like to himself type of thing. And, like, I don't know if you could have seen that from other guys watching film, but possibly, you know, that kind of opens the door to these types of things.
The thing is not like you kind of divide it up into two things. So, like with Dillard, if you go back and watch the college film, right, you see a guy that can be powerful at the point of attack. He has, you know, athleticism out in space, and he has really good feet. So that's like the things we're looking for is like, all right, does this guy like, and there's pretty much all we're looking at is this guy a solid athlete or is he just, you know, good enough to get away in college? And that's like when you look at game film, that's really all you're looking at is like, you see like, okay, this guy's got really good feet for a college guy, which translates into the NFL. If you see a guy that's just like flat-footed in the ground and just happens to have a massive upper body and arms and just can punch the shit out of guys.
That's totally different how I would look at film.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. You're very more technical. But, like, okay, so that's
But,
probably probably even better why you would ask 5 different guys, hey, look at this film. Because I would look at the film and I would try to watch how they carry themselves. Like, I would say, like, apart from technique, like, that's the coach's job. Let me watch how this guy carries himself. You know what? That dude's a fucking bitch, and he would not belong in our locker room, and nobody's going to accept that dude. You know what I mean? Like, those are the things that I would pick up out of film.
You can pick that up, too, but at the same time...
I feel like players would pick that kind of stuff up a lot better than, like, you know,
But
front office people
you also
would.
have, like, the in-person visits with guys, right? So when they come up, like, their pre-draft visits or whatever the hell it is now.
Yeah.
Like, those visits when the guys come up and you can actually talk to them, that's the big, like, one, it's like, all right, basically the eye test. Does he clear, like, all right, is this guy a decent enough athlete? Does he have potential that we, like, it's just got to have, like, a good base in there that we can refine, right? If you don't have, like, if you got slow, heavy, clunky feet, like, we're not going to fix that. That's just like an...
Yeah.
Like, once
At this point, you're not going to get that any better.
Nah, that's not happening.
You're like, you had 20 years to fix that. You didn't do shit about it. We can't really help you there.
But I think
if
that's
they get
awesome.
past that, and then like they come in for the in-person visit, we can sit down, talk a little bit. You know, like, hey, just have normal conversation, not even about football stuff, just life and just, then you can kind of figure out, all right, would this guy fit with us? Like,
Are y'all involved in that process?
I mean,
though?
they'll ask us about guys and what we think, and you know, is this guy a good fit in the locker? Like, even during free agency stuff, like if it's somebody that you know you played with or
I think
you
it's
know
awesome.
them or anything, I mean, would this guy fit in the locker room? And the thing is like I give like I mean,
and I respect Howie so much more for that.
yeah. And
Well,
the
that's
thing
the
is,
thing,
I'm
dude.
completely honest with him because there's guys that you know I'm friends with, I know that I played with, and Howie asked me like, hey, you know, how do you feel about this guy? I'm like, as one of my friends and guys I know, love him as a person. He doesn't work with us. He would not work on this team. I wouldn't do anything. To
Well,
try
that's
and
such
go
a
get him.
that's a.
I like that out of Howie.
You know,
right
that's a thing that's like, I don't know if a lot of like personnel guys would actually surrender that opinion to their team. You know what I mean?
No,
You know what
absolutely
I mean?
not.
I think it shows an evolution because like who's gonna know who fits in the locker room better than the guys in the locker room?
Better than guys that's
You know
been in
what I
the
mean?
locker room
But
with
then
them.
also, like,
know?
you have to kind of gauge what you're taking from them, and like also like what you're observing, and just weigh it all out. But like the fact that you're getting that kind of feedback from your actual players, your core players on your roster, like that's huge. I think that helps with like carrying over the the synchronicity of things from year to year. Synchronicity.
I don't know.
Sing.
You know what? You
How
said it
things are
with
in
confidence
sync.
the first time, so I just rolled with it. You know what I'm saying?
You know how things are in sync.
The synergy.
The synergy.
Yeah.
How things.
I like the synchronicity, whatever you said earlier.
Synchronicity.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. But you said it with confidence.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Anyway.
Man, going
like-
off of that a little bit, I've
Yes.
been
There we
a
go.
big proponent of during camp, everybody does, like, you have the, like, talent show kind of deals.
Yeah.
Been really wanting to do a spelling bee.
That'd be a great one.
Dude,
to
a
do.
spelling bee would be awesome.
What if we, what if we could somehow? What if we?
I like the idea of a spelling bee. Yeah.
What if we could somehow find ourselves in there to do a Between the Vines
Spelling bee.
Eagles training
Spelling
camp
bee.
spelling bee,
Oh my God.
and they could all be wine words.
No, I want a spelling bee. Just regular spelling bee.
I agree.
Like, dude, like it would be
do
the
it.
easiest word, and it's just like, How'd you do in the Wonderlic?
So I didn't. So it was weird. So COVID year was my combine year. So there was a lot of things that was restricted. They gave us like a mock Wonderlic test at Florida State,
Okay,
and I took it. I think my sophomore year,
gotcha.
and I think I got like it was like a 37 or 38 on or something. So it wasn't phenomenal, but I mean.
What's the highest score on Wonderlic?
50.
50? Okay.
But the thing with the Wonderlic is it's not really. I don't know how exactly it's based, but it's more just like a time constraint.
Yeah.
So it's like they're like, all right, they give you like a bunch of shit. They're like, count all the fucking triangles in here. And it's like,
Yeah.
like that's the thing. You got to sit there and you count
Yeah.
21 triangles or whatever it is. You have to like. That's the thing. Is it just takes up time.
Yeah. So you were mid Wonderlic. You weren't the best. You weren't the worst.
Yeah.
You were on the higher range, but you weren't. What's the running back name? He had the worst.
Oh no, who's that? The one that scored for just putting his name on? It was a quarterback, I thought.
No. You had the running back. His son is coming up. He used to play running back for Miami for all those years. Can't think of it. They didn't know how to look it up.
I mean, the thing too is I feel like even like combine stuff.
Yeah. Come on.
Like the 40-yard dash, I feel like is irrelevant. The 225 bench, the vertical jump, like all this, it's very irrelevant stuff. Like it does not.
You mean how many times you get press a 225-pound player off of you throughout the course of the
that
game?
you're never going to deal with
It is
225
so
anyway.
irrelevant, but I feel like it's pretty much just like there's a certain point of like red flag, right? So a guy scores like a 2 on a Wonderlic. You're like, okay, that's a red flag. He does a 225 bench. He only gets 1 rep. That might be a red flag. He does a 40. It takes him 7 seconds. That might be a red flag. So I feel like the numbers, like you see that, you're like, oh, this guy ran a 4.6. He sucks or whatever. Like, I feel like there's just a zone of like basically clearance. Like, all right, this guy's good, and then there's like the zone of, all right, some shit's wrong here. You know what I mean? I feel like that's really all the combine numbers are used for.
Yeah.
Dude, Mike Mamula scored a 49 on the Wonderlic.
He cheated. That's why he was a first round
can you
bust.
cheat?
Dude. That's why he was a first round bust.
Dude, how can you cheat on the Wonderlic, dude?
I don't know.
Frank Gore,
I did pretty good.
who I was talking about.
The thing is, you got book smarts and street smarts.
Yeah,
You know
that's,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's great you can tell me the quadratic formula in a book, but
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you can't throw that ball over the middle,
Yeah,
I don't really care.
Yeah, Frank Gore scored a 6. Darren Davis scored a 4. He was a running back. That's terrible.
But you know what? At some points, it really doesn't care how smart you are. If your only job is, hey, take the ball and run forward.
Nah, dude, I need you to be a little bit smarter than a 4 on the Wonderlic.
Is that really bad? But again,
Yes, I need you to be 4. I need you to be higher than 4.
now does this work into a systemic problem in our education system?
No, I don't care what it
You
is.
gotta get
I need
political
you.
about this?
I need you to be higher than a 4.
What
That
if
at
you just didn't
least
feel like
you,
doing it?
huh?
What if you just didn't want to do
I
it?
don't give a shit if you didn't feel like doing it. I need you to have higher than a 4. Like, dude, Kevin Curtis scored a 48. Did we play with Kevin Curtis? No, he played with the Rams. What the fuck? My memory is
Again,
bad.
I feel like it's very much just a red flag thing.
Ryan Fitzpatrick scored a 48. Ben Watson, tight end, scored a 48. The highest score is Pat McAnally, punter. He scored a 50.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You know, all them specialists just good at random shit.
Yeah, he punter, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't count that shit.
Yeah, you probably went to a private school.
Yeah, exactly. I don't count that.
We don't.
Okay, no problem.
All right,
I actually crushed this one.
All right.
He did a good job on the Wonderlic.
Let me just read you the question. How about this?
That's why I actually got drafted high. Boy genius.
Yeah, you're a boy genius. It had a pretty solid Wonderlic. I don't know where my Wonderlic fell.
All right.
I think at some point I was
think
just like, you know what, fuck
46
this.
or 47 or
Really?
something.
That's pretty impressive.
I had a bunch of practice tests before I took it.
Oh, okay. So you were prepped. Okay.
I didn't. And see if you can answer this one.
Okay.
There are 40 grams of sugar in a 12-ounce can of Dr. Pepper. If your max intake of sugar permitted for the day is 25 grams, how much of the Dr. Pepper can you drink? Your options are 7.5 ounces, 2
Yes.
ounces.
How many
Yes.
ounces is it?
It's 12-ounce can of Dr.
Okay.
Pepper. 6
Okay.
ounces or 12 ounces. This is pretty easy.
It's a how many ounce can of Dr. Pepper?
It's a
Okay.
12-ounce can.
40 grams sugar and 12 ounce can of Dr. Pepper. Your max intake of sugar per for the day is 25 grams. How much of Dr. Pepper can you drink? Well, you shouldn't drink any of it, so you can allow for other sugars throughout the day.
Well, regardless.
But
But the thing with these tests is it's a
you would
process
want
of
to
elimination.
drink
Exactly.
6 ounces. Or
No.
2 ounces.
No,
would be
those are both wrong. It's
Why would
7.5,
you
you
say
dummy.
No, what?
All right. No, here's
So
the
see
thing.
there.
The
All
problem, the thing is,
Here's the thing.
that's why you would not get this right, is because
So-
you should drink less than that so you leave room for more throughout the day.
They
Because
don't-
if you blow your whole expenditure on one soda, then you're going to go over.
You're thinking way too logically about this.
Exactly.
All right.
That's why I did so well on the Wonderlic test. Because they want logic.
They don't want logic. There's 40 grams in a 12-ounce container, all right? So you're only allowed 25, okay?
So 6 ounces.
So how much should you drink to get 25? Well,
6 ounces gets you 20.
6 ounces gets you 20, 2 ounces gets way less than that, 12 ounces gets you 40, so there's only one right answer. It's 7.5. If you just realize that 6, you
The
take...
question didn't ask you to get your daily value out of one serving of soda. So how much should you drink?
All right, wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
We are done.
All right.
Yeah, we had a blast. This was awesome. We're out of wine.
Special thanks to Landon.
Yes, thank you. We have
for
drunk.
coming out.
We've had 6 bottles of wine.
You know, this is the first for Between the Vines. We drank all of our bottles of wine today.
Oh, is that not a normal thing?
No?
Oh, okay.
But thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I would
This is
cheers
awesome.
you, but all the wine is gone.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, dude. You know what? Good luck next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Enjoy the off season. Stay healthy. Get stronger, and we look forward to watching you next year. Catch us next time.
Between the Vines.
Between the vines.